Good Monday evening and welcome to, I don't want to say Indie Love because it's Love Belvin.
It's
Indie
Indie
Love
Love
and
too.
Love Belvin um, to talk about Connecticut Kings season 5. This is book 9, right, love?
Book 9.
Book 9, but it's season 5.
Season
Love's
5.
Neutral Zone by the wonderful and talented Love Belvin. Welcome, welcome,
Oh,
welcome.
thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn. And thank you for hosting.
You're absolutely
You know what
welcome.
this reminds me of?
What?
And I don't know if I said this to you back then, but back in 2017, I'm lying. 2015, maybe 2014, but I was like telling people, like, we need you guys in the community to help us because things like this, I don't have time to figure out. So all I got
Okay.
to do is call Josh and say, Josh, I need your help. I need you to get me to my people. So this reminds me of that back then when I was saying, even with the signings, guys, can you guys do signings? And I don't know if I went to you because I feel like when you came to me, I was surprised and I was like, oh, like I didn't even have to
No,
tell you. It was
no, because
already on your heart.
no, because we started out with me just like in your inbox, reading your books and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Remember, it wasn't even an idea. I mean,
Mm-mm,
it was an
mm-mm.
idea, but it wasn't brought to you guys until,
No.
and
Mm-mm.
then I
And when you
creeped
said it
in
to
your,
me, I think you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I creeped into your UNCCJ's inbox and was like, "What y'all think about this?" And y'all was like, "Well, yeah, yeah, let's do
I'm
that."
like, and see, that's what happens because I think God would always send the opportunity so you don't have to always create the opportunity. Because when you came in, you were like 10 minutes, like, what do you think, love? What do you think? I'm like, girl, if you don't do it, I was so excited. So anyway, thank you so much for hosting me and bringing me to my sister readers. Thank you for being that conduit. I really appreciate this.
No problem. Hey, ladies. I see Tara, Nishana, Hyacintha. You supposed to call me Hi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump on your case live and in color. You supposed to call me, but we'll get to that another day. Uh,
Hiya!
hey,
Bourbon
ladies.
Street Bookers in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Renee. Okay, I'm not gonna start shouting people out because I'll be shouting
Me too.
everybody
Right.
out.
Like
But I
I'm
see
going down the list. So
you. Yeah.
welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody has had a good MLK day. It was supposed to be what they say, not a day off, but a day of service. So
Day of service.
I didn't go out and do any service community acts. For those of you who don't know, I'm a secret gamma roll. I didn't go out and do any acts of service, but I did do acts of service in my house because I needed to clean up my office. I needed to do some laundry. So I did some acts, some in-house acts of
Well,
service.
I think you're doing an active service right now. I think this is your active service. I
There
do.
you go. All
I
right.
think that's very appropriate.
Right. So let's jump right into it. You ladies, oh, let me wait a minute. Let me put my banner down at the bottom because I put our ticker down here. There we go.
You know what,
Um,
Jocelyn? Is this are we streaming on my YouTube?
yes.
Okay, thank you. See,
Isn't that
this
what
is
you
why I
wanted?
need you.
That's what you
Yeah,
wanted.
that's what I wanted.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh
why
no,
I have you.
we're not in a private group. We are in LB's land is where we are definitely at.
Oh, all right, good.
Yes. So the weather. I didn't need to be out either, Tara. I didn't need to be out. It's cold. And if y'all, Love already knows this. So if y'all see me get excited and I get a robocall, that means the school is closed tomorrow. And I'm extremely praying. Y'all pray with me that school is closed tomorrow. Anyway,
Absolutely.
Love, I'm gonna let you introduce us to Sandrea and Maz.
And Maz.
Yeah.
Oh, what can I say that I haven't said now that I'm not like pressed for time like I was on my pre-publication thoughts? But I think I was writing the Prism series. I was like at the end of the Prism series, another stressed out year back in 2022, at the end of the year, trying to complete that series. And there were a few things on the table behind the scenes, a few audio deals. I had already come to CCJ saying I wanted to do CK5. And then I got visitations from quite a few potential clients in 2022,
Okay.
but not all of them stuck. And I was really surprised for Mods and Sundria to stick. And I think what spoke the loudest to me once I was kind of introduced to them and understood what was going on was her relationship with his mother and that fear of losing his mom. And I believe that that dilemma really intrigued me, and how um, Maz just really he. And I still don't think he understands how that relationship may never be the same, and how those who live in their truth really kind of damaged, even if there's still a relationship, which I do believe will be. It's just not the same between Cheryl and Sandria. So at any rate, another set of clients that spoke even louder was obviously Lennox and Tobias. So I knew I needed to get Lennox and Tobias' story out there. But just, as I'm, getting to know them, Sundry and Maz did not leave me. And finally, when I was able to give them my undivided attention, I had to really, and I think this is going to come up later on in the conversation, but I really had to figure out what we could uncover, or what could we work through in terms of what they needed in this story, because I only had one book, and you know me, I need more than one book to flesh out things. So I had to figure out what was important to address, and I was able to do it, and that's Maz and Sundria.
Okay. Well, I'm a CK fan all the way.
Yes,
From
you
both
are.
you and CCJ, but Trent is out.
Yes.
Trent will forever be
Yes.
my favorite, my baby. But I like Miles. I really did. I enjoyed it. I took my time. I read so much slower now than what I used to. And I don't know what that's about, but I do. Like everybody was out finishing it quick, fast, in a hurry, and making comments in groups, and I'm like, the hell. And then Yaya got to make a spoiler group, and I'm just like, hell to the no. I don't even know why you invited me to this mess, because I ain't gonna do it. And then I'm a football girl, so like if you see me glancing, which I really shouldn't even have it on. It's on low, you can't hear it, but my Steelers are playing right now, so hoping that they, this wild card that they get in. So I'm a football girl for real. So I'm really drawn to, the CK series. So we know Sandria is 31, Miles is 26. It's an age gap, but it's not extreme like Ellen Jackson. So that's kind of the first thing I came to my mind was like, oh God, we're gonna have an Ellen Jackson moment. But we didn't, because they were kind of on the same page. Sandria's holdback was basically, in my opinion, the core was her relationship with Cheryl. She just did not want to screw that up. And at first, of course, I thought was like, well, dang, that's kind of nasty. She was with his brother. But then when she broke it down and was like, we was never together, like, oh, girl, all bets are off, which probably sounds pretty tacky. But
it makes it more palatable.
Right.
But I think too, another reason why the age gap did not play out to be a big deal was because they didn't just meet. They kind of grew up with each other,
Right.
in a way. But I also wanted to, it popped in my mind, I think towards the end of me recording the book, how I remember would not do a point of view from Jackson for Love's Inconvenient Truth. And it was simply because a woman my age at the time, I was in my late 30s at the time, I could not possibly know what is going through the mind of a 26-year-old man. I just didn't understand that. And now I've written several 26-year-old clients, and I think it speaks to the evolution of my writing and me opening myself to kind of be that that medium for them, and removing myself, my life experiences, and allowing them to speak, because with Maz it was truly natural if I just kept it as it relates to his romantic relationship with Sandria.
So Sandria, this is what I jotted down. She was an entrepreneur, hustler. She was an entrepreneur even before she was a true entrepreneur with businesses and stuff. Hustler, educated, as we know in the book, boss bitch. And I liked her. I liked her hustle, just her overall being altogether. She wasn't a damsel in distress where he needed to come and save her like financially. Like she had her own. her money might have
Mm-hmm.
not have been as long as his, but she had her own, and I think she might have been pretty close the way she was. Who's able to just go ahead and pay your staff? You got
Mm-hmm.
reserve
Out of your stash. Mm-hmm.
that the feds
Mm-hmm.
can't really touch, and you are able to still maneuver and make sure your staff
Mm-hmm.
gets paid for a time being. So I
Mm-hmm.
really love that about her. And then when I went back and was going, making my notes, Ma's having a master's degree in business administration, um,
Mm-hmm.
a linebacker with the Kings. And then it was I paid attention to, because I didn't get a chance, I usually do a second read before I do a chat. So I didn't get a chance to do a
Mm-hmm.
second read, but just going back through, today, um, and he was a veteran. He wasn't a newbie to the team. He was a veteran,
Mm-hmm.
the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, they grew up together. They had a lot. They had things in common.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to chuckle at this many times that she saved him, as he put it.
Oh, right. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, like he didn't know who have nobody. Well, she saved him the first time, like at the bar, like, okay, he's been a drug, y'all, and y'all need to get y'all little young asses up out of here. Order a soda
Mm-hmm.
and keep it
Mm-hmm.
moving, like right now.
Yep. Yep.
So, I love you. Had somebody from Cape Town, South Africa. Why do I feel like
Remember Megan?
yeah,
Yeah, remember Megan? Because I was mispronouncing her name, and I said, Josh, ask her is her name pronounced Megan instead of Megan. She is definitely a huge supporter. Always in touch with me and always giving me feedback. I love her.
hmm. So I'm assuming this is from Yaya. I love that we could see how even being young, how mature he is, just like Jax being raised just to be true to himself and others, as well as his willingness to learn from everyone.
And
Yeah,
here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that, because Jocelyn, you told me that you were a big fan of Ahmad. We were able to see his
I was
relationship with his father and
I
see
loved
what
his
his
father.
father had been pouring into him. Like, we saw his father hands on with him. You saw his father saying, "This is what we will do. This is what we won't do."
Right.
Which we didn't get to see that with Jackson's father, Quentin, and Quentin was a
Hmm.
big player, so he probably wasn't as solid in terms of the women's department as Ahmad was, but we saw legacy in this. We
Hmm.
saw a black family, particularly men, saying, "This is how we're going to move, and this is how we don't move." And
Right.
then on top of that, Maz had the benefit of sundry coaching over the years in the background about how to deal with women or how to recognize this in women, how to, because what was happening was with uh, with Maisha, Raji's cousin. I'm laughing
Okay. I
because so
got
many
notes.
people in LVU thought that this was gonna be about her, and even Zakia, my editor, was like, "I really think you should consider taking Maisha on." I was like, "I really don't think I am." But when we saw his relationship with Erica and we saw his relationship with Maisha, although because I did not have the time to deal with that, but there was some of even Sundria's coaching in that, like how to identify this in terms of women, like what trap you don't want to get into this trap, you want to kind
Hmm.
of avoid this. But he was able to be honest with both of them and say, right now it's not a good time.
Right. Right.
And
Um,
I really respected that about him.
so let me jump back. I'm gonna leave this comment up and I'm gonna get to it. Let me jump back to Melissa, and I don't want to talk about her too much. My notes say Melly equals crazy, because how do you not know you having Twitter fingers is damaging your man's career? How do you not know that?
Period.
Like,
Period. Being young and dumb.
yeah,
Period.
I don't even want to blame it all on you being raised by white parents. I'm just like,
Mm-mm.
girl, like, where's your common sense, period? Like, if I'm living off of you or living with you and you're taking care of me,
Mhm,
how in the world do I not know to shut my mouth and not
mhm.
um and not ruin
Very
it?
emotionally underdeveloped, very incapable of reading the room, checking the temperature, and understanding how you are messing up the bag. Like
Right.
he almost did not have a job, and it was very much like Trent when we met him in Love in the Red Zone, where no, now I don't really remember Eli's perspective on him, but I know you get into those offices and it's just like, we love you, but we're not in love with you. You're very disposable here. You
Mhm.
may be a talent, but we can find another talent. And and Eli, he said, I could go either way with this. And she just did not understand that.
They say the father-son dynamic was amazing.
Hey,
Yes.
Renee.
Yes, I love that. That's one of the first things I told Love when I was
Yeah.
finished, that I loved him. They said these are some of the best Mass has some of the
LBU
best
parent.
LBU
Yeah.
parents.
I
I
get yelled at a lot about that, about the parent dynamic. But
First
some would
time
even say
male
I didn't
lead.
make up for it here.
Oh, I think you did. First time male lead had both parents pouring him into him. No, only one character I can remember have something similar with Zoe.
Sadiq did. Sadiq had both his parents. Even if his father wasn't healthy, his father was all about him. So
Yeah.
Sadiq is another good example.
Yeah, because I was in my feelings a little bit when Hayden said call Mrs. Ellis an old hag or whatever she said.
Oh yeah, Hayden.
I was like, at first I chuckled, but I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm going through. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes. I said she had Twitter fingers. Okay, explain to me about Rhonda. I don't get her weirdness. What?
I know who just asked about
What
someone
is?
just asked about Rhonda. I didn't have enough time to explore it, but Rhonda was very, very strong, very, very present. She's very unique. I cannot tell you what's wrong with Rhonda. But what I didn't want was to make it seem as though, and I think someone threw out that critique, as though Sundria harassed her. She didn't harass her. Rhonda would like poke Sundria too, telling her to
Right.
get down from the pool, like when she was walking on the infinity pool. Please get down. Like, how can you tell another adult that? And
A
then love
grown
to say,
woman.
"You're mean. You're mean." Yeah. So I
Right.
don't know.
Like,
Rhonda was unique. If I had if this was a series, I would have had so much more time to unpack her issues. I did not have the time, but Rhonda is just that strange cousin that knows how to get business done. That is very efficient and honestly could use the work she has with Mods to find some meaning in her own life. So I
mhm.
think she's in a great place.
And before we move on, let me talk about Cheryl real quick. My notes say, not
Okay.
sure how I feel about her. Like I was loving her. I was really
Mm-hmm.
loving her. And then
Mm-hmm.
when she went weird, and I was like, is that okay? So I have a 27-year-old. Would I act
Mm-hmm.
weird if
Mm-hmm.
we was in an 8-year relationship with somebody and then she was just gone from our lives? But then if I knew she wasn't good for him, I'd be like, yes, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked her, but then I was like, I felt like she was doing too much.
Oh, with Melissa, yeah, she definitely was doing too much with that, and that was really out of character for her. That really wasn't who she was, but just trying to. She see that there's a change in her son, and she sees, he's quote unquote, been very rigid or whatever, and thinking like, dang, did the Kings push him? Like, was this too much on him? That for him to go back to being who I felt he was, should he and Melissa be together? Because she was never crazy about Melissa. So
Right.
Cheryl did a goofy thing. She did a goofy thing by taking it upon herself without even consulting Ahmad about inviting his family down there for some reconciliation when no one in the family was on that wave with her. Like, you totally didn't read the room on that. Like, why would you do something like that? And I think everyone was blindsided by it. And obviously no one stopped speaking to her and made a big deal about it because that's not usually who she is. She's
Mhm.
usually pro Maz.
Right. Here's a question, Love. Did you consider extending Miles and Cendria's story over 2 books?
No, I promised CCJ I wouldn't do that again. I promised her I wouldn't take on clients. Yeah, and I didn't know, it's me learning. I'm still learning as a writer because our original plan was only to be one bookers. We had to do that, and because I get so caught up, I was like, I'm not done with them, even though I could have finished that. The end of Love in the Red Zone could have been the end of them. I gave you a complete story, but I wanted to dig more psychologically, dig more into them and then the people around them. And I promised that I'm not going to do this because it just left it lopsided. Like, even now we're doing, we did the casting for the narrators and all. It's lopsided.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll definitely hear more from them in this next project that I was supposed to start today. Well, actually, I did. I just didn't start writing today, because Hayden is my next client. I'm going to take her on next. Yeah. Mhm.
So that means
Um,
okay. So that means we will see, of course, more of Sandria and more Raina.
mhm. And more of Raina, correct.
Okay. I like.
And more of, and this is the part I'm not exactly excited about, but we'll see more of the Carmichaels too. I don't like to recycle them back to back to back that way, but I kind of walked myself into it because I knew Hayden was going to be I knew Hayden was going to be my next client when I started this project.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't have her if she works for Lex. How is you not going to have the
Yeah.
Carmichaels in
You
there?
can't avoid it. Yes, that's my
Oh,
point. Yeah, you can't avoid it, right?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
I didn't even
let
think of
me
that.
just throw this in there, right? So we had a book club. Yeah, we had a book club meeting, and Ayana and I are always the first one on the Zoom. Most times, we're the first two on the Zoom call, and she knows how I feel about her telling me stuff, and she knows I won't tell her anything about a book. It doesn't matter. It's not just an LB book. I'm not telling you anything. Don't ask me nothing. So she gets mad with me and Allegra because we won't tell her spoilers, and she wants to have conversations. And so I'm very like, no, I don't want you to tell me nothing. So here she go. Oh, how far are you? So I was like, I'm not very far. Like they were reading, and I was, slow poking. And I said, she said, oh, wait till you get to chapter 10. And then I said, I
I'm
will
done.
shut, I will kick you out this damn Zoom. Don't tell me nothing. And even that little bit of chapter 2, when I got to chapter 10, I was like, I already know something's getting ready to happen because Ayana done
What
gave me.
happened to chapter 10?
That's what Ezra is there talking to.
Oh, duh. If Yaya's excited about it, right? I should have known
Yeah,
that.
she was.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so at first I thought, oh, it's gonna be some sexy sex in that scene, but then no,
Mhm,
it was all about Ezra, and he did drop some knowledge.
mhm,
I loved it. I loved it. So let me see. Let me
mhm.
go back. Oh, so this is. I'm just gonna drop some of these things in here that they've been saying. Raina interacting with her extended family will be interesting. I thought it was interesting that you put why am I Jazz and Ashira
Shishi,
and
yeah.
Shishi and Asmir and Raina. Like I'm loving that we're seeing a more relaxed Asmir. Like he's chilling
Mhm,
on a boat, on
mhm,
Jazz's boat, and they're all just kind of hanging out, relaxing,
mhm.
um, and then Sandria being a creep watching Jazz and Shishi get it in.
And Shishi get it and just could not turn away from that train. Um, I think it's interesting to see what my clients are like when we're not in their heads.
Right.
And Adrian Gonzalez, she articulated that the very first time for me. Sometimes we get a bias, and our emotions are too strong and too inappropriate because we're only in their head, so we don't see them as people around them see them. We only see them as they see themselves because we're only reading from their point of views. But then when it's not their story, it's not their journey, and we see how other people view them, or even thinking about how did they turn out? Are they still intimate? Are they still in love?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is their chemistry like? So I think it's always interesting to see them
Mm-hmm.
when
I
they
can
do
answer this
cameos.
question. It says, "Does Miles and Sandria take place well after Jazz and she get together because they still doing their thing in public?" So let me tell you why I can. And Love knows why I can answer this question. Let me tell you this crazy journey I took. I've been listening to the Prism series
Mhm.
only because it's on audio, and I only listen to it in the car. So I'm not listening to it at home. So I haven't. It's taken me a long time to get through it. I'm finally on book 3, so that's why I can answer this. So in book 3, it's 3 years later, and Chi Chi is going on 3 years old. So when this takes place, when they're on in book three, they talk about how 8 months prior to that, Jazz stopped having sex with Shishi altogether. So for this question, they were still messing around because she had just
This
had
is right after baby Shishi was born,
right
right?
after baby
And there
Shishi.
was, as Tara is saying, there was there's a timeline overlap. And I had to
Mm-hmm.
explain it to the editors too, because they were like, wait a minute. And I was like, no, you have to understand there was book three, we shot ahead of time. So
Right.
now we're seeing like how one of the critiques I got about the Prism series is they wanted to see what life was like with, Jazz and Ashira right after Shishi was born. And because I didn't want to do another 4-book serial, I didn't do it that way. So this gives us a glimpse of what their chemistry was like, because they did get along for the most part.
But we did
Did
kinda. It wasn't until they were in London and she dropped a bomb on him that I think.
but we didn't get that. We got that as a flashback. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
right,
we
yeah.
didn't see it in real time. So this was the time we can see what it was like in real time when things were, I guess, kind of fun again right after
Mhm.
Shishi was born.
Right,
And this is obviously before that London incident. I'm glad you brought that up, Jocelyn, because this was before that, right?
right, yep.
So yeah, it was just us, Megan, getting a glimpse of what their lives were like before the complication of the second pregnancy.
Hey, Jaleesa. Jaleesa says she's late, but she's here.
I saw that. Hey, Jaleesa, with her gorgeous
Um,
self.
so let me just say, Allegra's children got on my nerves. They got on my nerves. The daughter, Tommy, and let me tell you why they got on my nerves. Tommy got on my
You
nerves
said
because was it
Tiny. Who's
Tommy?
Tiny?
Huh?
Shayna. Shayna?
Yeah, was that her name, Shayna?
Yeah. I
So
think. Who? Go ahead, say it.
Tommy got on my nerves for the simple fact that you were being a
Oh,
creep.
Tommy. I'm sorry.
In Tommy Allegra's son, yeah.
Yes. No, I thought you were saying Tiny. That's what I
Oh
was
no, I'm sorry.
saying. Yeah.
Tommy and his sister,
Yes.
they
Yes.
got on my nerves because Tommy, for one, um you were being a creep, and then he recorded it,
Mm-hmm.
and you brought it up, and you didn't expect to get the reaction that you thought you were going to get, and you got your ass beat, and it
Mm-hmm.
affected your life. Yes, I get it. But what makes you think that you on the beach bitching to Sandria that he in my house and he won't even speak and da da da? I wouldn't talk to you either.
Jocelyn, because I know you, I do believe that. Do not cross this Scorpio, not her, not this one.
No,
I'm done.
but I'm like, come on. This is you created this, you know. Did he go over did Miles probably go overboard? Yes, but this is a man that has loved this person and has to keep his feelings to himself because
But Tommy Jr. was too young. He was even too immature because no one really understands the fullness of it, because they kept it on the low. He was
right,
young too. He
right.
was young.
Yes, and he
He
was a
was
creep.
very wrong and very creepy, very inappropriate what he did.
Right.
But I think Sandria once again saying like, I'm coming into this family and I'm just stirring up a whole bunch of trouble. Can we just get past this? You guys have grown up, you some distance. And Miles is just like, nah.
Right. Right, Martha. And the fact that you wanted him to hook you up with her, like that's what she does. Like she was just
Mm-hmm.
loosey goosey hole at Mason Beach. Like, get out of
Mm-hmm.
here. No,
Mm-hmm.
no. And then this is where I was laughing at Sandria. Like, this girl comes over here and she's trying to get with him, and Sandria's just playing it off like, oh yeah, okay, girl, yeah.
I love her for that. I love how she just
Shoot your shot if
did
you
not.
think so.
Yeah, she did not. She always allowed Maz to be Maz. Like even when they were trying to protect him against Erica Ersic at Amir's casino in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
she Sandra didn't trip. She said, he's a balanced man. Like he can take care of himself. Like, and he did. And unbeknownst to her, he did. He got in and he got out. So even when Shayna comes over, her thing is like, I see the potential mess in this. I'm going to step aside. I'm not going to, because anything I say is going to be biased. So I just want to just play it cool and let them figure it out.
But here's okay. So, did I miss it? Because sometimes when I reread, I pick up second certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But how did Shayna? So obviously somebody still has the video for Shayna to see it and to be coming at Sandria the way
I
she
don't
was
think Shayna
doing.
saw it. I think Shayna saw them this summer. That summer. In
Oh,
2024. Yeah, I don't think she's seen it. I don't think Tommy Jr. told anybody that story afterwards, that the fullness of the story. Even Sandria was saying, I didn't know that's what was on there. Like she learned that when we learned.
right,
She just
right,
knew something fishy was going on or whatever, but she didn't know to which degree. Tommy was able to not, he the secret stayed with him. I guess that was a good behind whooping because he did not go around telling everyone.
right. Tara said she was embarrassed for that girl. She was shooting.
I know.
Look. I was embarrassed for Maisha. I was shaking my head like, my girl, you don't want this. You just
Mm-mm.
trying to put up a front for your grandmother and for Raj and all of them. Go
Raj.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Mm-hmm.
sit down. I was like, poor Maisha. She ain't matured yet. She's still
Mm-mm.
fumbling the
Yeah.
ball. And then when he
Poor
straight
thing.
asked her, so you trying to fuck? And she was like, well, it doesn't necessarily, girl, you supposed to say yes or no. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
yes. However, she wasn't ready. She still
Mm-hmm.
wasn't ready.
No, she was gonna pull him into something that even if Sandria side, it wouldn't have been fair for him.
With the
Can
comment
you go
that
to the
Uncle Jeremy
party
made
with you?
Willie, did he know that Sonny and Maze were messing around?
Okay, with the comment that Uncle Jeremy, yep. Uncle Jeremy
He
had a
peeped it.
feeling. Like he
Mhm.
peeped that. He was just like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, I do believe Uncle Jeremy knew. He said, we don't know how, I forget what he said. Like, we don't know how far they've gotten or what part of her he owns, but he's claiming this one.
Mhm. Let me see. I'm trying to catch him because I still have. Oh, I need to ask about. Let's see. I was on the edge of my seat wondering how the secret was going to be revealed. Shayna was working my nerves. Yeah, I was like, girl, go sit down before you get mopped.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Maisha.
I don't know why we went. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I would feel sorry for Maisha too. Yeah, let me not say that.
I'm pulling up the question I sent you earlier.
Okay.
Okay, since we're talking about Uncle Jeremy and stuff real quick. Did
Mm-hmm.
Shirley and Cheryl share a man? Because why Shirley have beef with her?
I think
That's a bigger question.
Cheryl and Cheryl are two different women, but they come from the same thing. And I think Shirley, not
Yeah, Shirley.
Shirley. Yeah, I'm gonna mess up her name just because it's next to Cheryl, audibly. I think to Shirley, Cheryl is high maintenance, Miss High Acidity, thinking she's better than everybody else because she's like a diva.
Mhm.
Cheryl has her life and her lifestyle. She's a professional. This is how she moves. And Shirley's thing is she's no better than anybody else. Like she got her nose in the air, and Shirley also knows Maz is not Ahmad's son. She knows that. She kind of
He
hinted,
alludes to
but
that, yeah. Being
yeah,
messy.
and Sundria was not going there. And I see that all the time with women. And Jocelyn, I'm sure you do because you're bougie. How people there's someone who just don't like you because you've never even said anything to offend them or anything like that. And you're just going about living your life. And I like Shirley. I do like her, but she's just one of those observant women that don't bite her tongue. Simple woman. She's just like, she thinks she's high and mighty over there, and she ain't. So when Cheryl gets around her, she feels that. So she stays away. So she's like, okay, I'll play that role. But no, that's all it was because Cheryl was from South Carolina too. They're not
Mhm.
from the same town, but she didn't come from money. So
Right.
that's all Shirley's thing was. She carries herself. She would treat you that way, Jocelyn.
Okay, here's the other part. um, how are they going to tiptoe around Amir not being the biological son of Ahmad? Is Maz going to ever be in the know about that?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I mean,
That
go
was not something I can take on in one book.
right.
I have no idea.
You would have to really go back. You couldn't just drop that in another book, in my opinion. You know what I
Mhm,
mean?
mhm,
Without going
mhm.
into a whole lot of
I
detail.
could. No,
Uh,
I could because we already know. Only because we know. Only because we know. If we didn't know this, I think it would be unfair to reveal that in a different movie. But we know he's not. So if like in Hayden's, project, which will be a 2-book
oh,
series
yeah,
so
yeah.
far. So if because it's so soon, I think if I were to and I don't have any plans on doing it. I'm just giving you an example
Right.
because we know the truth, then I could get away with explaining like, oh, there was some beef,
Yeah,
we can
you're
we can
right.
we can do a scene where Sundria is just like, we're under my family is just, under turmoil, blah blah blah. But I was not able to do all of that. And the bottom line is it does not matter. It was not germane to getting these two together. But I
Right.
also use that to reinforce how close Cheryl and Sundria were. She
Mhm.
told this girl a secret that not even her biological son knew.
Right. Right. I'm gonna jump back to
Sundria
this.
gave me went through the struggles and came. Yep, Megan, I agree with that. I can see that. Yep.
Yeah, somebody, Ayana says it too. She reminded her of Miss Wanda. I didn't get Miss Wanda,
Wow.
but
Wow.
I agree with the other one.
Mhm.
I don't think Maz knows. I don't think he knows.
No,
He's very
I
very
seriously doubt. No, I seriously doubt. But you know who did know? I believe. Well, possibly. I don't know for sure if he knew. Um, Amir. Because remember how Ma said Amir never felt a connection to those men when they would get around and they would
right,
talk. So
right.
I'm not. I I would not be surprised if Amir did know because he was so wayward. It was just in him. And remember, similar to Sadiq and Ibn, and how before uh, Double E Bags made millions, his family came from Patterson too, I believe. They came from the gutter, but once he got money, they moved on up. It's the same thing with Ahmad and Cheryl. Once their money built, they were able. While Amir was born in Patterson and raised there, Maz wasn't as much. Maz went to private schools. Maz had the suburban life. Amir did not have, so his soul was already lost to the streets.
Mhm.
So he possibly may have known, and it may have contributed to him staying there, like feeling like he didn't have an identity, no matter how much Ahmad tried to, be his father and rear him. So he could have known, but no,
I
Maz,
don't think the
Maz has no
family.
idea.
She's saying that the family treated him different. The family didn't treat him
No,
different. He
I don't
treated
think so.
himself different.
Different.
He was different. He was for the
It was
streets.
more than they could handle, and especially because of Maz's upbringing and how disciplined he had to be and focused and involved they had to be in his football career. They were chasing the NFL for Maz. So when you have a wayward son who's constantly getting in trouble, cops harassing you because they're constantly coming to your house, and he won't get right. Like we saw the scene where Ahmad took Amir before they went to Ahmad took Maz
Mhm.
before they went to Maz's football event. He went to go check on him because he hadn't heard from him. They
Mhm.
were trying to work with this young man, but the streets he had already sold his soul to the streets. So I don't think he was treated differently and organically. I think he was probably treated differently because he behaved differently. He was just out there in the streets, and that's difficult,
And
especially when you are
you don't
becoming.
get tired of your child until it's continual. It's you know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's not
Hmm.
like it was 1 incident or 2 incidents from the
No,
way
that was his
this was
lifestyle.
his
He was wired differently than Amir. Yeah.
right. Let me read let me read Ayana's question was okay, a great discussion would be how Cheryl reacted to the news. Was her disappointment and hurt warranted?
I think so. Call me melodramatic. that would have been difficult for me. I would not have tossed Sundry away. And you can't. And she said that. I can't. I love this girl. It was nothing disingenuous about what I poured into her. I poured into her. I helped mold her into womanhood. I did that from my heart. And no, I wouldn't take it back. She's here, but it still hurts. Heck yeah, I think she had every reason. I can't ride with Cheryl for what she did with bringing the polites down for that reconciliation, but I can ride with her feeling like I have poured everything I would into this girl as if she came from out of me. She was very sincere with everything she's done. It was nothing, biased. There was no ulterior motive. She genuinely loved Sundria. Even the idea of her when she learned she was conceived, she just loved her. So to know that this is going on underneath your nose, I would have had a reaction to it. It would have been a huge dilemma for me personally.
But would it have taken you so long to reconcile? Like, okay, we're this tight. She's gonna be my daughter-in-law. Mm-hmm. But then they
to reframe your mind.
They were throwing blows back to back though. Within the baby. Now that's what I would have been like. Oh hell!
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't stopping. Like it was not. Then you tell me that there was a pregnancy before, and I had no clue. I'm sorry. I will react to that. I'm not Jesus. As a therapist, I can view it from both perspectives. But me personally, in my personal world, I ain't Jesus. Jalissa said, I can't be mad at how Sher reacted. Yeah, she should have left them white peoples at home. No, yeah.
That was wild. Love, that was wild.
That was wild. I was with them. You on your own with this, Sher, because that what? Poor Amads, trying to be respectful and stand his ground at the same time. That wasn't cool.
Him walking in feeling blindsided, like when he said, I need
feeling like a child.
I just got off a plane.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, are you serious?
And I thought I was gonna be in between some legs, and you talking about this? Like, I've been delivered from this, and he felt like a child because he's a millionaire. He could have dismissed anybody in his life. You bring energy I don't want to hear, you're fired, or you just don't have the comfort of being in my inner circle. But this is his village. He couldn't do that, so he had to just stay the race, remain calm, and get through it until Amad said, "Okay, we've had enough."
They couldn't lay everything on the table at that time. They didn't know she was pregnant at that time.
Oh, that would have been some soap opera mess. I don't know if I could have. That would have been a lot of energy in that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't know she was pregnant. So I think they couldn't have at that point. Let me see. Let me get Ayana's other question. Because let's see, she said, I wonder how betrayal she felt knowing even Amad knew what it was and didn't share it with her. Would it be interesting to witness their bedroom? Oh,
that is a good point. So here's the thing. One of my editors really questioned that, and even after the release, Amad didn't know for sure. Amad, you know how you can be a parent who's in denial, like or not even a parent. You can be a lover. You can be a spouse. You can be, and in your gut something ain't right, but you want the easy route of believing it isn't, or choosing it because it's not in your face, just living with it. It was one of those things. And Amads and Sundria did not live in the same town. Mads' career took him, all around the world, or certainly around the country. And Sundria basically stayed there in Jersey. So they didn't see each other that often for them to drop so many clues. But it's just like once Amad got down to Mason Beach that summer, which was last summer, and he just could not. It was just so many things, even before they got to Mason Beach, and he was having a conversation with him on Mother's Day, and he said, "So what are you gonna do?" And the first thing this young 26-year-old says is, "I'm gonna chill with Sundry." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So it was just like once that announcement came, it really solidified everything. The condom and the sprinter, like it was just the line about where he slept. It was just like, isn't it? But when she came with it, he was just man enough to say it has been. That's what it's been. They have been messing around.
I forgot. This is she was talking about the first pregnancy. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Wait a minute. So what do you mean? Laid out on the table.
Said they should have told everything about the first pregnancy, all of that when
poor Sundria when she admitted about the relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt so sorry for her. She probably would have if she could have thought about it, but she just she thought she was losing her life at that table. admitting to this thing.
And he
Yeah,
just
that would have been the responsible thing.
he was sitting there stuck on stupid because he couldn't believe she was copping to everything.
Because she didn't tell him she would. She
Right.
just kept saying, "Let's just get through this party. Let's just get through this party." Yeah, yeah,
Somebody said, do you think Maz was cold toward Cheryl because Cheryl's reason Sonny wasn't willing to go public?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
I do.
absolutely,
I knew the reason
absolutely.
why I mean, I knew the
Hmm.
reason in reading it why he was treating his mom the way he was treating her.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
then
And
she
he was
was
almost poking at her. He was almost poking at her, like any little thing. For him, it's just like, I'm an adult. I can do what I want to do. He was a little rebellious, so that was the coldness Cheryl was picking up from him. But the reason it all originated because he wanted to be with Sundry out loud.
right,
And she had told him years ago she would never be in an agreement for him to have a relationship with a woman that was older than him, and certainly he knew it wouldn't have been Sundry if she would have given her support to. So I think he was like poking at poor Cheryl, to the point where she's doing something stupid like inviting the police down because she was so off base because she was out of the loop. She didn't know.
I want to party at
What
Mason
can I
Beach
say?
too.
I actually want to live in Mason Beach, and you already know this. You already know this, Jocelyn. So you'll be partying at my house
Right.
because Mason Beach, especially where I'm trying to go, is the is not the touristy side. So maybe Megan wants to go to the touristy side. Okay, we can go down there. I'll take y'all down there. We can hang out there.
They say you brought them to tears again.
Oh, YOLO. Oh, which part, Yolanda? Which part? YOLO has been with me forever. I've had three Yolandas that's been with me from day one. So which part are you talking about, Yolanda?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
love
love
Mason.
Mason Beach too, Keisha.
Yeah.
Hey, Keisha. Keisha is always everywhere I am. I love you, girl. Yeah, mine had a feeling, but I don't think he knew. I think that thing in him was just like, nah, right? Or maybe if it was a little something, it ain't. But
Oh, I forgot the other
it ain't.
question. Wait a minute. I forgot
Mhm.
Ayana's the first part. Remember I sent you the first part? She
Correct.
wants you to address the slow. This is New Orleans talk, y'all. The slow
Mhm.
folk that said Miles is like
Uh-oh.
Stint Row. Cause no, he ain't. No, he ain't.
I think. I'm sorry. Did you finish?
Yes. Go ahead, because then I'm gonna say my piece. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm assuming people are saying that because of the pregnancy thing. I think that's
Yeah,
what they're all.
that's what it's
That's just the
but
one
but
thing.
here's my take on that. With Stenton, we know it came out that he did it on purpose. That
Mhm, mhm,
that came out. I can't.
mhm.
I mean, and even though Amaya said you, I just love the way he talked to him. You little fucker, you knew what
I like that too, John.
you knew what you was doing. I
Yeah.
can't say here's the thing. Ahmad, I mean, Maz and Sonny, even though Sonny kept saying, we need to use condoms,
Mhm,
they both knew what was going on. They both knew what the
mhm,
risks were. It wasn't
mhm.
the same as Zoe didn't have a say.
One
You know what I
person didn't
mean?
have a clue at all. Mhm,
Right. She didn't know it was
mhm,
planned. Whereas
mhm,
these two, it's
mhm.
totally different. I don't think
No, it's totally different because Stanton, and I think a lot of people overlook this part too, but Stanton, what made him more manipulative is Stanton wanted Zoe. He wanted her, but he also felt she wanted to explore the world. So he threw
mm,
that baby on her as a leash. That's what he did because he knew he was gonna always Zoe was it for him. So he felt like I won't totally lose her. I can have one foot in there if she has my baby, and I'll expense whatever she wants to do to develop, by exploring the world. But then after that, I want her to be mine. So, and I think
mhm,
people, I mean, and it's still manipulative and it's still wrong because, like Zoe said, I would have been yours anyway. You didn't have to get me pregnant to be that.
mhm.
So that's what made, Stanton, a little gray, hit
Right.
that gray area. So,
I'm looking at see what else.
and also with Maz, I don't think Maz said I'm gonna get her pregnant this summer. What I think Maz did was exactly what his father taught him not to do. You intentionally prevent pregnancy.
Right.
You do not just take chances. And I think
Right.
with him, and like you said, Sonny ain't dumb either. Sandra, they took chances. Whereas Maz didn't even do that with his ex-girlfriend. Like once they had that scare, Maz doubled down and he wore condoms on top of her. So that's the difference too. Because I don't think Maz's thing was I'm gonna get her pregnant this summer. His thing was I don't care. I'm just gonna let it all out there. I'm gonna be as free as I want to be. As free as she allows me to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sharing not one of these comments about Stanton and Zoe. That was just thrown in there because people were saying that, and I saw it too. Ayana saw it. I saw that too. They were trying to compare the two, and I didn't see the comparison.
I don't see a comparison either, other than like, you know, Ahmad saying like, I think you did this on purpose. And I think Ahmad's purposely was careless. I think that was what he did on purpose. He was purposely careless.
Right. Okay, y'all, I can get excited. Atlanta Public Schools is closed tomorrow.
All right now.
My mama
That's what I'm
sent me a
talking
text.
about.
She knows I'm up here on
your
this live, and she just sent me a text.
Aww.
We can go all night. No, I'm just playing.
I see you, Cheryl Brooks. I'm trying to see if Yolanda, when she attended the dinner. When Yolanda, Sundry attended the dinner, because I asked Yolanda what made her cry. And I think your answer is when she attended the dinner.
I'm trying to go. How far up do I need to go?
I put a star on Yolanda when Yolanda's comment of when she attended the dinner. Attended what dinner? Let me think, because my memory sucks.
The dinner.
And she attended it.
Her birthday? Actually, talking about her birthday when he gave her the necklace. Her birthday dinner at and when Cheryl went to the restroom and Amad went outside.
D. Felipa's, that made her cry though, or brought her to tears, or made her emotional. I don't know.
The banquet. What banquet? Oh, she said yes. Oh, she said yes when she was telling about the baby. Oh, the babies.
Oh, in Atlantic City. Oh, yeah. Oh, that brought her to tears. Ma's being fresh.
So, Maya is saying, so Maya, you're saying you were brought to tears too when he got her pregnant the first time?
Or maybe she's just trying to answer for us.
Oh.
Maisha, she was trying to help us out. Maxine, yeah, that statement about survivors ignoring their own feelings. They had to actually revisit that maybe 2 or 3 times to word it to hit home. And I think I got it. And it sounds like you got it too. To understand that's the trickiness of getting involved with survivors. And what's even trickier is most of us are survivors in some way, somehow survived something and had to learn how to operate in the conditions that were not conducive to us being free, developing well. We just had to survive the moment, survive whatever it was that was suppressing us. So when you're able to do that, it's hard for you to give someone else liberty when you've not been given that liberty, especially in your childhood.
Maya says, "Oh no,
I'm sorry, I didn't read that statement you just took down."
Okay, wait a minute, let me get it back.
What was a gut puncher, Miss Unique? Oh, Maisha said when he slutted her out and went home to Melly. Yep, that was. Yeah, I wouldn't say he slutted her out, but I follow what you're saying. Yep.
I lost it, love. That doggone it. She was basically saying she felt like this book was the Nexius to the LBU universe.
Oh, okay. Yep, I did too, mine. She had to go share suite with his parents while he's with his baby bacon and her. My is crazy.
Y'all want to hear? This is APS giving me a robocall, so I'm not going to answer.
All right now.
It's going to keep calling me, so I might have to answer. It's going to keep calling until I answer.
Yeah. What scene was so sexy? The scene at the banquet. Oh, here go Tina. That's my boss, Tina. Hey, T.
Yep. Tina said,
You know, that's all she says is, That scene was
Was it-
so sexy
oh,
at Maisha. So you're talking about at the banquet hall. And see, if I wrote a series, if this was a serial, we could have been there in that moment and not just, we could not just hearing about it.
Mine says, was it Maz or Sonny keeping them apart or both? I think it was kind of both. I think circumstance as far as Maz was concerned, with his career taking off, but he made it very clear that he always wanted her.
He always wanted her, but he knew she wasn't. He knew she was never going to be with him the way he wanted to be with her.
Right.
He knew
She
he
had
was.
to
He
get to
was.
that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
She had to get comfortable with that point, and when she got to a certain career point in her entrepreneurship, I'll say it like that, and accepting and wanting the soft life, as she put it, I think she became a little more open to it, to her feelings. And then, of course, our good brother Ezra dropping knowledge. Although I'd be like, and it's you, love, but I'd be like, don't be calling him no wizard. Don't be saying that stuff like that. He ain't no
Oh, like a fortune teller.
fortune
Oh, that was
teller.
hilarious. That was. Can we say happy birthday to Tina? Today is Tina's birthday.
Yes, happy
Oh
birthday,
my gosh, I
Tina.
wouldn't know. I don't know what I would. I hate how much I tell her this all the time. I hate how much I really rely on her. Early in the morning, Tina's one of the first people I speak to, giving her. "Hey, what do you think if we do this? Can you do that?" So anyway, speaking of Tina, Megan, I missed the. Oh, you put it up. Good. I missed the football in season. So I needed to deal with them in a way like, yeah, I could not do that during the season. I needed to get them a part of, I'm about to give you a big secret of me, a part of me being able to do my job, which is to get these two people to commit to each other in spite of whatever their circumstances are, to commit to each other for a long, sustaining, committed relationship. It's for me to isolate them from people. It will be hard for me to isolate during the season. And I knew I wanted, because I was dealing with Sundria, who I had to really, I don't want to use the phrase dumb down, but I really had to soften her. I had to, because she had to be palatable to us. So, and because I only had one book. So I knew, just like with Young Lord, leaving Patterson to go to a beachy area, to go to a different type of climate, I could lower their guard. So that Mason Beach was that place for me. So yeah, we dealt with his off-season football life, like seeing his therapist, seeing how he trains off-season, seeing how he does the diet change and things like that. And I feel like it went by so fast. But yeah, I definitely shout out to Tina. Tina does my football plays. So shout out to Tina for giving me the plays I needed, but I definitely could not get this done during the season. And maybe one day I'll be able to, but I just didn't see that happening.
Tina says, thanks everyone for the birthday wishes. You know we love you, girl.
We love you. We love you down.
Um, I was trying to read this one. I wish we could have gotten a little more Isaac and Sonny's friendship. I know it wasn't needed. He's just my favorite. Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Their friendship. What do you mean, Rachel? Hey, Rachel.
When she brought Izzy to help save Miles that second time when them women tried to shake him
Oh,
down.
you know what, Rachel? People have been saying that. People have been saying we're seeing Amir all the time. We're seeing um uh uh, Ezra. Like, when are we gonna see more of? I hear that all the time. More. I guess I have to catch them. I guess I have to catch them. And I honestly thought we were gonna see Young Lord. I just didn't have enough time. I did not have enough time. But yep, that's a good point, Rachel. I will. I can see that.
Hey,
Oh,
Khalees
Khalees is in the
girl.
house. I hollered when Sonny asked Miles if he piped. Yeah, Erica, the way she told him.
You know what? That's another thing I loved about Sonny. Even though they were building their relationship or whatever they were doing at that point, she didn't get an attitude about the things he did when she wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he also wasn't out there being a hoe either, a male hoe either. You know what I mean? So, but I'm still was like, Erica, why? She's for the street.
Erica is easy. Erica is easy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Erica, but Erica was doing her. Erica was in her season when she wanted to do her. So hey, but once he was able to get a little bit of time in with Sunny, he felt like, he was just like, bye y'all. I'm working on something. I'm focused on something. So he had to piece it out with Erica and Maisha.
Child, let me tell y'all something. This is Ayana, baby. Let me
I'm
tell y'all
sorry.
something. I hit love up and was like,
Everybody did.
shit, Darius is giving me, what did I say? That guy,
What's his name? What
Shamar,
is his
is that
name?
how you say it?
Yes, Shamar.
He
Yeah,
giving me
everybody said
Shamar
Shamar.
vibes. And then she hit me with who it was. But I was just like, and then you know what? It was funny, love, and I'm not gonna say it, but right. Well, no, I will have that conversation later because I don't want that to go left.
Uh-oh.
You know who we be talking about sometime? Who was on with Cam Newton, and they tried to set him up with women or something, and Shamar was there, and he lost his mind.
And he walked off.
He
Yep.
walked, yeah.
Charles, Charles Charles White.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaleesa, he was, yeah. Was any, well,
He was what, Jocelyn?
nope,
Foundry.
nope.
Okay. Because I've been accused of being an ableist, so yeah.
Right. So that's, I was gonna go kind of
Yeah.
go there. I was gonna ask, was anybody offended? But I don't want to open that.
I don't really care if anybody was offended because it's never my intention as an artist to offend people, but it's also not my intention as an artist to paint perfect people.
That's,
This
you
is
know
real
what,
life.
that
And
was
I
gonna be
think
my point.
I think
That
there's a certain type of reader, and Jackson, you and I talk about this all the time behind the scenes, that wants, that to me looks for reasons to be offended. Like you are sensitive and in so many areas, and you believe people should walk a certain way and have the same ideologies as you. And I am not that person. I am a Belvin. We will offend you just in our merriment. Like, and then as an artist,
right. You could be, something can be so funny, like the holidays when I had everybody here for Thanksgiving, and we're just cracking up, laughing, and you just say, "You so damn retarded." You don't mean it in a negative
why?
connotation. You're it's hard to explain, but family.
Even in the word spaz, because Jocelyn, that's what she said. I believe that's what she said. That's an ableist term. I'm from Paterson, New Jersey. When we talk about people spazzing,
I
it
said,
had less to do with
"Go tell me to read the Bible." She said, "Go tell."
yeah, it had less to do with their psychological processes or mental processes so much as it did about their emotional self-control. So spazzing was really about you're losing yourself. Like it was a temperamental thing. You're being temperamental, not that you are, developmentally delayed or, develop. It was really about being temperamental. So you also have to think you come from your side of the earth, and then there's a big world out there. So I just cannot, and I don't think any artist should produce being afraid of offending a certain type of person. Like just the sensitive. I'm not. Just stop reading me. I always welcome people. If you know I'm not your cup of tea, just stop reading me, because I'm not going to be in a corner crying. I'm really not. All you're doing is messing up my reviews, and if that's what you want to do, then you're successful at it. But no, I'm not that type of girl.
So, Rachel's asking who was he to Sonny? Was he family?
Jadarius?
Yeah.
No, he's a friend. Guy from around the way, from the neighborhood.
Wait a minute, and it was another. Oh, yeah, she was. Yeah, you touched on that. That was Sonny's honor, recovering addict as well as severely depressed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
Oh
was.
yeah, Sonia. She was definitely a recovering addict. Yeah, she was. Yeah, Sandria shared that about how she wasn't working. She was looking for a job, and then she kind of fell back. Recovery is difficult. It is really, really hard. And then that so many Black women, since I've been growing up, I've heard that a lot. Like they're just lonely. They're lonely. They're lonely. And depending on a person, it can mean so many different things. But I don't believe she killed herself, Sonia. I believe it was, well, no, she said it was fentanyl.
Right. It was fentanyl. And they caught the
Yeah,
guys
I don't
that
think she didn't kill herself. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. Dina. Joanna. Hey, Joanna. That's how we used to spasm. Yeah, but this younger generation, they're just so literal. It was about your temperament, not about, your mental health at all. It's about your temperament that you're going in hard and looking wild. Yeah, you're throwing a temper tantrum. Yeah. The names they call Rhonda, classic lines. I swear I was hollering. Lord, that's look, Ma. That's probably why she called me ableist. Who called what they call Rhonda? I'm done.
But
Yeah,
look.
Jadarius was.
Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to touch on Jadarius and when you're when you're in the hood and like Jadarius, like he either hated you or because you teased him or he loved you because you would say he has a community now. He's a grown Jadarius has been around the hood for a long time, so he's a part of people's lives. You see how he was the one. The way I envisioned it was they got to Jadarius to say, Jadarius, you know where Sundria is. You can get to her. Call her. Jadarius was respected. He's a part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
The whole LB, you can do a movie screen. Oh yeah. Oh, I am manifesting that, Jalissa. Jalisa, I'm sorry, should be. If we were honest, we can do a movie screen. Yeah, I would love to do that. I think if I'm understanding what you're saying.
Rhonda was just even when he walked in her room the first and one of the earlier scenes and when she stood up when she had to go get Sunny and her boob
No
falls out,
clothes
he's
on.
like, "The hell is you in here doing? What is you?" And she's sitting there eating popcorn like if you ain't watching porn or whatever you're doing, you eating popcorn like you.
Child, Rhonda was on tour. Thanks, Jalisa. Yes, that's what I mean. Yes, I'm manifesting that, Jalisa. So we'll definitely revisit that.
Somebody asked what was the purpose of Jadarius and Rhonda. They're sub characters. This is me in my brandly fairly new Arthur world. You have sub characters that don't mean a whole lot. I mean, they I don't want to call them seat fillers, but they bring just like anybody. You have people that I can have somebody come in my office that's not really cool with me, but we might chop it up, laugh, talk, whatever. You know, they're sub characters that bring a little flavor.
Oh, I was able to do that. Thressa said it was the men's discussion when they thought Maz was gay. I died too. I was like, I gotta wrap this scene up because
They're
their
crazy.
characteristics were too vivid for me, and I was like, I gotta move on because the way he came out with it, that suburban side of him, and his uncles, they don't play that. They're very much like straightforward men. Like, what are you saying? They know that he grew up privileged. Like, wait, are you coming out of the closet? Yeah, Thressa, that had Dr. Thressa. Dr. Thressa. Hey, girl.
No, she was not my. Go somewhere and sit down.
What did she say?
She was the star of what?
Oh, please. Knock it off. Oh, my God. Rhonda, you are wild for that. You are, yeah. She was a comic relief, but if I had more time, I really did want to dig into what was going on with Rhonda. And maybe there's nothing wrong with Rhonda. We just have to understand everyone is different, right? But yeah, I had to get rid of her too because I had to get those two alone. And Rhonda would have been too much of a distraction if she would have been in that house all that time. And you know what? Boom. I don't know what your real name is, Boom, but this is the second time I've brought up Shishi and Jazz and what they were like and what people I want with Shishi being in Love's Neutral Zone. I wanted to remind the people of what Jazz was saying throughout the Prism series or towards the end. Shishi was a lighthearted person. Like we saw her as being, domineering or her being judgmental and all that other stuff. But who she is she's just a fun girl. She's just a fun girl. She knows all of the latest lingo. She loves to laugh. She loves to have a good time. that is who she is. Now, see, that's going back to the statement I made earlier that Adrienne Gonzalez, I'm surprised she's not here, had
I saw
articulated
her.
so well. Where you saw her?
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did.
Oh, okay. Our views are biased because we're only seeing it from their perspective when it's their journey we're reading. But outside of that, it's the truth to them too. She is just a fun party, life of the party girl. So that's what we were able to see in this project.
Martha says she loves seeing, loved your supporting cast members, which gave strength to your story. What inspired you to write these characters?
So I'm assuming Martha is discussing the characters that were new to this. So you're talking about like a Aunt Dina or a Jadarius. I'm assuming that's what you were talking about. I think that's what you're talking about. And if you are, I don't know. I meet them and then I record them. Just character development for Sundria, when I'm thinking about who she is, this hardcore woman, or once before she met Cheryl, what were the people around her like? So I don't know. As I'm giving them, I share them. Clarity needed.
We talked
Did
about that.
Jazz and she have another baby?
No, we talked.
She
She
said the baby was. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
this earlier. Love did a. It was. How did you put it? It was back. It overlapped. The time overlapped. So no, not
Yeah.
then. They were talking about Chi Chi. At that.
So Corinne, what we read when they were on the boat, that was May of 2023. And May of 2023, baby Shishi was just a few months old because baby Shishi was born in March, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and they were on the boat in May.
Right. So book 3 has not happened yet. Does that make sense? Just like for a while, my very first series, Love's Improbable Possibility, I think it's the epilogue in that had not happened for 5 years. I think it didn't happen until Raina didn't have that third baby until like 2019. I'm lying. I don't know. She just had it recently. 14. So like 2019, right? She didn't have, and we got his name. What's his name? Divine. She didn't have Divine until 2019. So I couldn't even talk about that before 2019 because it didn't happen. So 23, we're projecting. We are. It has not happened yet.
There's Adrienne. Yeah, Adrienne, we talked about that. Poor Maisha, she's just stuck.
Yeah, she is.
She's
Oh,
stuck.
Adrienne is here. Hey, Aid. She is here. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But the timeline hop, I really, especially, Corinne, I'm glad you asked that because in the LBU, you really do need to know where we are. Here's another thing. You know how, think about this, when Sundria and Love's Neutral Zone was targeting Jade and she was targeting Parker because she knew Jade specifically was trying to launch her nail business. Well, that was, a lot of this happened in the summer of 2023. Remember, she did not encounter Lennox until Thanksgiving of 2023. Do you follow me? Because I'm working on different timelines here. So I could not say or mention Lennox working with Jade and Love's Neutral Zone because it hadn't happened then.
Maisha, go
So
somewhere.
So I say all that to say is just you have to just keep in mind the storylines. But everyone has their own storyline, timeline for their story, I should say.
Mai said we didn't get that excited when she came.
When who came?
How you did when Adrienne came in? We didn't get that excited when she came in. I can't believe it. Love, don't feed into
my nose out well. That's why she said it because she normally be like, "Oh my!" Shout out to my, hey Maisha girl. Maisha just had a birthday too.
She was. Oh yeah, she just had a birthday too.
Akila, you're from Patterson. All right, girl. So you know how we do. You know we got our lingo. It's not just ours. I'm sure we share
What
it with
question,
New York.
Mai? What is the question? Mai come in and think that it's her show. What question? Can y'all answer my question? What question? Put it in the chat again. Because I don't know what question she's talking about. Oh, Teresa, we answered this already. You might have to go back, babe. She was in why was Miles giving his mom the cold
The
shoulder.
cold
Her
shoulder.
one to straighten him out.
Well, just to be
Because
real quick about that thread, we did go over that. It was because of his desire to be with Sandria, and poor Cheryl was misreading the room with, not understanding. He was dealing with that, like even in Vegas when how he grabbed, Sandria at the small of her waist. Cheryl thought that was inappropriate. Well, from her perspective, it was inappropriate, but from Maz, it's just like, for you to call me out like that, and it just brings back everything of how I've been wanting to be with her all this time, but you're the problem. You're the one. So that's the reason for the coldness, because in this timeline, things were stirring up. Those two just being together, it just wasn't a good time. And was giving Cheryl the business low key.
love, they want you to do Maz's laugh.
I can't. And Tara, I keep saying, okay, wait, let me try to do it. Let me try to do it. I have to find it. It's an African, you guys probably have heard of him, Prophet Lovey. Prophet Lovey is not the visual for Maz at all. And this is why I don't like sharing everything. He's not the visual. He ain't got nothing to do it. But it was just his chuckle is like a very confident, very low key. It has a personality. And I gave that to Maz. So it's like, it's just, I don't feel like I'm doing it right. But anyway, I have to find it and isolate it. I told Tara I will look for it again for her. Boom said I knew it. What did you know, Boom?
Oh, they know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about.
I never discussed Pastor Lovey with you, especially over the summer, Jocelyn.
You might have. You might have.
I don't see how I could not have, because I was.
You probably did, and I just don't know the laugh.
Because you didn't. There was none of my people knew Prophet Lovey, so that's probably why you don't remember. Because none of my people knew Prophet Lovey. And then her Twitter fingers at the end when she was mad about it. Yep, she started up again. I was really afraid. Sunny being pregnant was beyond me. Girl, you were dismissed. Y'all ain't have a chance in hell. I'm done, my.
What she say?
Thanks, Abe. She was talking about Mel, talking to Melly.
Oh yeah. We talked about her because I was saying, that girl, ain't no way I was gonna mess up the bag. Don't let me ankle mess up the bag. Thanks, Mai. I appreciate it. I'm working on it, girl. I'm working on it. Mai saying she notices, and then I cut my hair off, so I don't care at this point.
That's right.
I think I posted earlier when a woman, what is that? Did I say it right? When a woman cuts her hair, she's up to something. But I ain't up to nothing. Oh, thank you. Are they talking about me? Are they talking about me?
Oh, did I just switch something off?
No, Kim is saying I don't want to say thank you. You ain't. How many kids do my faves Ellen Jackson have? Is it 2?
Okay, wait. So wait, because wait a minute. Can I address this with Maisha first, and then put that up, Josh? Because I didn't read that. How Melly thought she was going to be cool with her possibly causing. Yeah, because Maisha, I say it's a lack of maturity, a lack of development, because she still didn't understand what she did wrong. How could you be posting all the time? That's just like me, my lover. Every time I get a negative review, he goes to my social media accounts and starts ripping the reviews. You can't do that. This is my work. This is my professional space. Like you can't do that, and you turn people off. Okay, go ahead. Next one, because Josh, you wanted something else. Go ahead, Josh. Put it up.
No, I didn't know they were talking about me personally when they were giving me compliments, and I was like, "Are y'all talking about me?" But I didn't. That's all.
Oh, yeah. 1211 LB. That's tequila, Tara, not wine, tequila.
Oh, I
Ah, I
know. I
love
know
it.
what you're saying, Lover. You were asking me. Somebody asked, did Elle and Jackson have two kids?
Right. I think they only have one.
I think it's just one.
I think it's just one.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So Ev is asking, did Sunny ever finish her master's? Yeah, I think she was working ahead of time, because she had I think she had until the end of, I'm lying. Uh, so her graduation now is in May of 2024. So it'll be this May. So she's probably, the semester just started for some classes. She basically had to do the class. She's on the same timeline as she was when we met her right now. So I'm sure that paper's probably, the capstone project is done at this point. Because she was really working hard on it as soon as she got to Mason Beach. So I'm sure it's done at this point in time, January 15th of 2024. So she will be graduating in May of this year. She'll walk. Yeah, Corinne. I don't know. I don't. Ellen Jackson only has one child, and I don't even know if it's a girl or a boy. I'm not. If you guys know, you can tell me. But I don't even know. We know if it's a girl or a boy. But it's just one.
Khalees is crazy. She said the semester starts tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go, Khalees. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Megan, absolutely. I feel like Sandria told her that. She said, "Don't be Brittany Mahomes. Don't be uh, what's the Golden State Warriors basketball. Stefan, what's his what? Aisha Curry. Don't be an Aisha Curry. Be a Jade Bailey, right? Be a Savannah James. You have to quietly support your man, not attack everyone in social media. That's right.
yep. Oh, y'all want to see?
Oh, is it?
I'm Mauve Queen. I have the absolute hookup with Mauve. Love will tell you, I am the
Mhm.
original creator. Tell them, Love, I
You,
created.
well, actually, you are the hookup. I
Right,
have the
I'm the
ultimate
hookup. I
hookup.
have the
You.
hookup.
You're the hookup. I have
I
the
am,
hookup.
I'm the hookup, y'all. I'm the hookup. Got that
All right,
Mauve.
now. All right, now. I have mine in here too.
And I gave everybody got those who came to the special party at Indie Love last year got
Oh, you did?
a
Yeah. Indie
bottle of
Love
Mauve.
sponsored that. Absolutely.
I don't even have one. Y'all, I had to laugh at Maisha was going off about losing her pen at work, and I have one. That's all I have from the entire box is one ink pen left. One. And I hold on to that joker like you would believe. Ah. Oh, she says, good luck to the narrator doing that laugh. Wow, yeah.
You will pray for me, Megan, because we
Mm.
may we kind of sort of have the narrator and every I'm not that familiar with, but yeah. I'll find my way, because I do fight in the background for you guys. I fight so hard. I know these publishing companies are annoyed with me. I fight really hard to stay true to the LBU, and thank God for the narrators who love it, who appreciates it, and really works with me, harassing them in the background. Can this person ask this person? Can you do? Yeah.
I love the fact that you fight for diversity. I know a lot of readers. I mean, I'm not an Audible person. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I listen, and I've said this before, so it's not a big deal. I listen to CCJ's Audibles, and I listen to Love's Audibles. I'm just not, because then I find myself picking up the book and trying to follow along with it, and it's like, what's the point? But I will say I have, and I listen to Jacoby in Alexandria House. So yes, I'm not. I love it. He has a good voice and what have you, but I don't want to hear the same voice for every character that I read. That's Josh. That's Indie Love. That's my
Mhm.
personal
Mhm.
opinion. So I love that you fight for
Mhm.
other
And
male
then
characters
another thing,
to be
I'm
honorable.
glad you said that because that's one perspective. But another perspective is your favorite narrator may not be available
Right.
to do the project, to do a particular project of mine because that narrator is not on the roster of that publishing company. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that I'm learning each time I sign a deal. So I don't like to talk because I don't like to talk about that stuff publicly, but I will say, you guys can have your favorites, and then I know you think I have my favorite. My favorite is diversity, personally, just trying to match up the voice personality. And then a lot of these narrators are actors. Malik is an actor. Wesley is an actor. Winston James is an actor. These are like trained actors. Like they're not just voiceovers. So sometimes they just need help with giving them the characteristics, not for the main characters, but for other characters that my other former clients. Does that make sense? Like Winston James was so good because he gave Asmir and Ezra their own characteristics that were just incorrect. They were totally. He made Asmir African. He made Ezra an old man, but that wasn't his fault. It was my fault because I didn't think ahead of time to say, "Hey, this is a former client." So I had to go to him and give him that. But by that time, he was like on book 3, I think, or something like that. So it's just
Yeah, his
yeah, I know
voice
people have
for
their
the character when he does Ezra, I was just like, "What? What are you doing? That
because
doesn't
he
sound
didn't
right."
know.
He
And
made
as
it
an
sound
actor,
real
he has to give him a characterization. But he didn't know Ezra is who Ezra is.
right.
He's only reading what is in. So for someone with Ezra's that has the type of respect Ezra has and has his title, you would think, oh man, but we know he's not an old man. So
Right.
anyway, my point is
But then he did.
he's
And I know Tara's gonna open her mouth and say something,
he
but
murdered Juggy's
he did. Like
characterization. Oh my God.
I hit love up and was like, damn, he sounds like a totally different person all the way.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember when you posted it,
Mm-hmm.
um, when you were listening to it yourself, and I just, I didn't pay it a whole lot of attention until I was actually
Right.
listening to it and was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, he did a really good job. But yeah, some of your favorites simply I don't think they're appropriate for my clients. That's coming up next, or either sometimes they're just not available. They're just it's not just me being dismissive. They're legit not available to that particular publishing company I'm partnering with to bring that book into audio.
Yeah.
So, Maisha, who are you referring to? His mama and LaKaren, aka Melly's. Melly, what were you referring to? I had to go up for that. Let me know. Jaleesa said, uh, I've been trying really hard to not drink my mom. Oh, oh, Josh, we got to do something together. We got to do something. Oh no, we cannot be distributing alcohol. Never mind. Across the country, we cannot.
No.
He's selling
You know
selling
what? You
alcohol.
know what? Remember when I first made it, like way, way back, and I sent it to you?
Mhm,
I didn't know I
mhm.
wasn't supposed to do that. I just packed up the box.
I think most people don't know, right? Because it's not like you're in the business.
Yeah, I
Um,
just,
I still have so Jocelyn, when she first did it, she had a gift bag that was the style of a shopping, like a purse, like because Raina asked me what her designer purses. She had a lip gloss in there because remember, Asmir loved messing up Raina's lip gloss and lipstick. She had a bracelet in there because the bracelet was significant in Love Uncharted to cover her bruises. She had the now laters in the sunflower seeds because that's what Asmir grew up on and still loved to indulge. I still have all of that on my unless my niece came over and ate the candy. But I'm looking at the bracelet now and the lip gloss and the doll. I'm looking at it right now.
now you guys got a green
All of
ink
that,
pen,
right?
but I also gave love the put ink pen that wrote green. Isn't that ink pen right? Green, had green ink because he loved money. Because he said he loves green. I had to go back. It was for my book club. I had to go
I was
back
gonna
and
say you are so detailed. You look at the
yeah, I went
small
back and
things.
picked things
Yeah.
that normally that you wouldn't think about. So
Rachel said, I got mine. Rhonda said, hey, Rhonda. Yaya said they ate their snacks.
oh, they was killing the now letters. They told me they killed the now letters before the night was over.
Aww. Okay, so um Khalees says, I love his dad's backstory, even though his aunt Shirley was throwing mad shade. I don't think she really had a problem with the mod. I think her problem was with, with Cheryl, because she didn't like the way Cheryl presented. She thought Cheryl was too high to diddy. Yeah,
Mm,
Ahmad was a man that was focused. He came and he rebuilt himself, and he, taught his son, and he tried to do his best with Amir. But I think, them being in the inner city, working hard, trying to establish themselves, because Maz, when he was coming up, they had a little penny before his inner. They don't need Maz's money. They have something on their own. I'm sure not as much as Maz, but still.
mhm. Oh, and I love that he bought the beach house next, not far from them. I love that.
Mr.
Bought her
Lucas,
a beach
yeah.
Yeah, that he bought her a
And
beach
here's
house.
another here's another interesting point. He had to, because after
They
them
wasn't gonna be able to, yeah.
coming
I get
out,
that.
and he knows that Mason Beach is her favorite place. You cannot have those two alpha women in the same house, and it being Cheryl's house. Now, I think Cheryl in her mind is just like, that's my baby girl. She's always welcomed in this house. But as an alpha woman myself, I can see you guys can have your own place, your neighbors now. You don't have to be under the same roof. You can do so many things together. You're like, what, 4 or 5 houses down from each other. So I thought that was a wonderful touch of, we're gonna still maintain our family, but like Sandria said, I get to be the son. You cannot be the son in this situation. I know what you taught me, and I'm using it against you. You can't do that here.
I love the daddy too, Teresa. I sent love a message when I finished. I was like, my favorite character was the dad. I don't know why, but I love the way he loved on his wife. I love the way that he poured into Maz. I love how he
Mm-hmm.
loved on Sonny. He was just a good guy, but he wasn't a sucker. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
He was not a
It
sucker.
wasn't.
Somebody, I was something I was gonna point out. And I liked Cheryl, then I didn't like Cheryl. I'm not gonna say I didn't like her. I liked her, but then it was like, girl, you're doing too much. Um, but then Love said she would have flipped her lid too. I might have as well. I don't know.
No, I would, but I do believe Cheryl will adjust, and she will still love Sandria, because Sandria is still going to be Sandria. Do we think that because
Mm,
Ahmad wasn't Amir's father, he was more accepting of set? No, I don't think so.
no, I don't. But
No,
somebody
I
else.
don't think so. Yeah, yeah. We have to remember, Amir was really a difficult child, and I can see it being because of his environment, something his parents gave him, but they didn't know it was going to be that difficult. But no, I don't think there was any favoritism at all, which I bet you Amir thought it was, because they poured so much into Maz because he was younger and he grew up in a different environment. Maz lived in Patterson probably he was like 4 or 5 or something like that. That wasn't his upbringing. So I bet you Amir thinks it was favoritism, but no, I don't. There was no favoritism going on.
I think that's where I was, Renee. Cheryl did a couple of unlikable things, but I totally got it. Yeah, I think that's probably where I was with
Mm-hmm.
it too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
girl, you're doing too much. But then I like you. I still liked her. I thought she was a good mom. I love their relationship when he would be clowning and playing. I like Maz's character that he was playful, but then serious at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. When he would just be
Mm-hmm.
silly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus, we skipped her question again. Let me see. Let me go back up.
Oh,
You saw it, love, because I didn't see it.
no, I was gonna put up Khalees's question,
Okay,
because
go ahead. Because
I don't know what.
well,
Uh,
I don't know what Maya's talking
I would prefer a different voice than who, Khalees? Emmanuel. Oh, you guys talking about narrators? Okay. I am an audible. Okay, so I am unique said Emmanuel is GOAT. Emmanuel is GOAT. Emmanuel is very talented. I've not heard anything new from Emmanuel. That's why I'm reacting this way. It's not about his talent because I believe he's very talented. I'm just thinking like I don't know. I'm not an audible person, but I don't think Emmanuel is. I know Emmanuel was not available to me. I tried to get Emmanuel. Emmanuel is not. CCJ did too. For CK, he's not availed himself. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Y'all crack me up. Y'all that know me crack me up, sending me messages while I'm on live. Like, but here's Maisha. She said she screenshotted and sent it to me. She says, how his mom was so naive to think that his unhappiness was because he missed Melly. To think he wasn't man enough to reach out to her was just naive of her. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess she was grabbing at straws, right? Because she didn't know what was the problem, so she took it upon herself to create a problem that didn't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that also demonstrates how distant Cheryl was as a mother to his romantic life, because she had no idea he desired more than Melly. She didn't know that, so she just tolerated Melly.
Ayana, you mean when they came home? She said, I was so damn nervous when they was intimate. I just knew they were going to get caught. My anxiety was real high. Good thing the sex all over the place.
What you thought? Cheryl and Amad was gonna pop up to the beach house? Yeah.
Well, they kind of did, didn't they?
They did. They just didn't catch him in the act.
They didn't catch him, but they sure popped up. They didn't know that they was gonna be there. I think she had good intentions, but she was extra. Man, you don't. And then, especially, I don't. What I don't like was she knew what the girl was doing. Didn't she know what? Well, maybe he did. Maybe I missed that. He didn't tell them that the front office wanted her, basically gone, and all the extent that what it would do.
Cheryl knew that. No, Cheryl knew that. Cheryl
She
just made a bad call. No, she just made a stupid call. That was just stupid. That I cannot justify that. That was just dumb. I don't know why you thought that was an
good
issue
idea
that you could resolve.
And then you
right.
invite them to the party, and they gonna hang out and pictures be taken. Boy, you trying to get him really caught up, because Eli wasn't gonna put like, oh, let's have another meeting. And I don't want to be in a meeting with Eli. I don't.
Me, nope, not me personally. I know mine. We know you said this. I'm sorry, Josh. We keep putting stuff up at the same time.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I jumped in front of you.
You go. You're the host.
No, I mean, I didn't know what you were going to put up.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at Ayana.
I have it in the same place. Go ahead, because I have it.
Okay. I was like, they coming when they figured out their lies. I was screaming, too damn funny. When they came home? Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead, love, because I don't know what you was going to put up.
I'm trying to, y'all saying, I was like, they coming. When they figured out their lies, I was screaming, too damn funny. I was going to put up this, and you're going to roll your eyes, Jocelyn. I hate accents on Audible. Remember my put this up in a post? And from Miami, girl, you have to know the accents. You can tell you're going to get scammed. I think that's a very honest statement from where you come from. Yeah. Rachel, this is a good point. The people who are not, I talk about this with Jocelyn all the time, her and CCJ, about how having the art in these different mediums, it really overshadows our creativity. So when you are reading the book, you're giving characterizations yourself as you go along. When you're listening to the book, that right or ability is taken away because you're listening to the characteristics, the sound, the cadence, and all that stuff. It's even me when I have my photo shoots and I'm giving you a representation or representative of my clients, that removes your ability to make sense of the features of them I gave you too, or for you to override them, because sometimes we'll override what the author is, how the author is describing the characters. But it does, the more layers that when you get into these dimensions of even movies or theater plays, the reader's brain can become less creative, if you will, because all of those things are laid out for you. So yeah, audio can just not be for some people. I
Right.
totally understand that.
And then now the authors are not going to say this, and I always have to be careful when I get ready to go off, and I don't. I be wanting to. I be seeing stuff and I be hearing stuff. Y'all have, not everybody, y'all have a lot of nerve coming out of Arthur saying, I don't like that narrator. I think it should be so and so and so and so, and
Yeah, you
critiquing.
gotta stop. You gotta relax with that.
You
Gotta
can't, yeah,
relax.
you can't do that because that's the voice that's in your head, but you didn't write the
Mm-mm,
story. When an author
mm-mm,
writes the story, they hear a certain voice, and if they know a narrator that can do what they hear, it's their story. Who are you
mm-hmm,
to tell them who is best for that character that they wrote? You're not.
mm-hmm,
Same thing when you
mm-hmm.
want to change a scene or you want to change, oh, you should have did this, that, and the other. It's not your story. If you feel that way, write your own story. That's coming from Josh Renee. But the other authors are
I
not.
love when you do that. I love when you do. That's just Jocelyn. That, and you point at yourself. That's just Jocelyn, or that's just Indie Love. Oh God, I cracked up every time you say that. Megan, exporting internationally. What do you mean, in audio or paperbacks? Because I think paperbacks is the one thing. Because I know you're in South Africa, and I feel like my South African sisters. I was trying to ask around, like, why don't they get these paperbacks, or how can I get them paperbacks? But I think Amazon doesn't have any relationships or any warehouses. Someone told me in Africa, like they just have not expanded out there. So I don't know. I don't know where you're talking. Exporting what? Audio or paperbacks? Let me know.
So y'all gonna get out my inbox. Let me tell you that right now. Here's another one that's in my inbox right now. Tell Love, I enjoyed the story. What I respected was Maz knew what he wanted, and I liked that eventually Sonny felt okay to reciprocate feelings in the relationship. I liked Maz's dad, Ahmad. He is the voice of reason. I kind of wished he was a little harder on
Mhm,
Cheryl to mind her business. I
mhm,
like Sonny. I could actually hang out with her. That is from your
mhm.
wonderful Missing in Action, Sean.
Oh, Sean. Sean likes being missing action, but she's somewhere on the mountaintop watching us.
She's
So
somewhere in here.
mhm.
And she
She's
gonna say, "Oh,
probably
this
just
is Sean."
watching
She
YouTube.
gonna say, "Oh, this is Sean." Like I don't, like I can't see you in my girl. If
Ah!
you wanna go somewhere, I know it's you. I see your name. You inbox me all the time, sister girl. I know it's you.
You thought Cheryl cheated on Miles, Rachel? What do you mean? Oh, Ahmad. You said I mean Ahmad. Okay, I see it here. No, no, she didn't cheat.
Yeah,
Capability.
Jaleesa, it is. The audacity is, and I always have to be. They know I have to be careful. If y'all ever see Indie Love go off in a post, it's because I've had enough. But there are times when I wanna, and then I have to stop because, as CCJ told me years ago, you're a brand now and you can't act up. So I don't act up. I try not to act up. But when I do, y'all know it's because I've had enough. Love be getting me too. Like, I just don't do it. They talk me off the ledge.
Do we think that because Ahmad wasn't as big father? Okay, I think I'm way back, Jocelyn.
Oh, you
I'm
went
trying to
way
go
up?
back. I think I don't know. Yeah, way up. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Girl, the only time Sunny had me like quit playing was when she was talking about she wanted Raina's soft life. Like,
And I
sis, ain't ain't how
Renee
it's
doesn't know
always
soft life.
been.
I was like, what soft
It
life
ain't.
she talking about?
My girl, she's talking about her current life, not her past life, because she even spoke to her past life about how Raina didn't know her mom was an addict and how her world got flipped upside. I think she's talking about the lives she and Raina have now.
Right. But it made it seem like, for some reason, I thought she was, but then remember she made a statement that,
She was corny. Like
yeah, Raina went to church and,
yeah.
she didn't know she was a good
Yeah.
girl.
I don't
Like,
think yeah, she was a good girl. She didn't bother anybody, but I think I know Sandria referenced the fact because Hayden was like, well, Raina's Raina. She said Raina wasn't always that way. And I think that's what she was trying to say. Something happened in Raina's life to make her that standoffish or just withdrawn, maybe
mhm.
withdrawn. Um, but even as kids, Raina did her own thing too, to be honest with you. And her and Akeem seemed to be, had been playmates growing up.
Oh, and I love you put him
Akeem,
in because we don't get a lot of him at all. I know he don't. I mean, I know a lot, but I'm just saying I love that he was in there in the story, and that him and
who?
Sonny Akeem, that him and Sonny had,
Oh, yeah, Kimi. Yeah.
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 My
Yeah, I
said,
like that too, Jocelyn. Yeah.
yeah. My said she planned on living a soft life in 2024. Me too, my God, doggone
I
it.
hope so too, Ma, because like these past 2 summers for me has flipped my world upside. Every time I think I have my breath, and then the summer has hit, and it's like, no, you don't.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Look at this, Jocelyn. Divine would have smacked some sense into Amir. Amir would not have wanted to see Divine.
Like he,
Shoot.
look, like he was gonna get Rut. Like he got Rut together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Divine wasn't
Shoot,
playing with
Ahmad
Rut.
could have. Ahmad, I'm sure he could handle Amir until he couldn't, until it was just too much. Like they literally moved. So the cops, the locals, they wouldn't have their address, so they can stop coming to because they kicked him out, they put him out, but the cops were still coming, and they were just like, we got to get out of here. We're raising this kid, he's on his track. It was pretty bad for them.
Oh, so Shay, technically, this is season 5, but it's book 9. So I think my put in it was 2 years ago that they won the Super Bowl. And according to the way Love wrote it, it was Maz's first year on the team, right? That
The
they
first
won the
year of the
Super Bowl.
team, yeah.
That they won the Super Bowl. And
Mm-hmm.
Lonzo's story is CK8, Love?
4.
Well,
4.
Lonz is 4?
Lonzo's CK4. You're thinking about the installment.
Right. He's CK4. Right.
He's 7. He's installment 7 though.
Okay. Right, because in CCJ is 8 and this is 9. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I also wanted to know what timeline. Oh yeah. I hope Shay that answers your question. Is that Shay from Vegas? Is that our Shay from Vegas?
I don't know.
Shay, is that you?
I don't know if that would be. She would know that, wouldn't it?
Maybe she wouldn't, because CK. Some people think it's so football heavy. I feel like somebody touched on this. Who was it? Was it me who touched on it? I don't think I'm ever gonna write. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna write a football heavy. I'm romance, so I can write about a player, but I'm not gonna get so much into his job. Like my primary focus is getting the couple together.
I know that's not Shay. She said she's Shay from Georgia.
Oh, Shay from Georgia. Okay.
Hey girl. Hey
Shay. Right. We said it the same thing.
Hey Shay, girl. We ain't got no school tomorrow. If you and I'm, we chilling. If you got kids, we staying at home tomorrow. And probably Wednesday too. I'm here for it all. Do you know we have not had a snow day or inclement weather day in like 5 years, I think. So I'm looking forward to it.
We're probably right there with you, Jocelyn.
Mm.
I wonder how Ahmad. I remember when I first went to Philly in 2013. It would close down. They were like, we've never had this before. They closed the Philadelphia Department of Health closed down upward like maybe about 10 times in the winter of 2013 going into yeah, right, because I started in January. But we haven't had snow like that.
Shay, what school district you at, girl? They just ain't hit the news yet. You go check. She said she a counselor and they going to school. What school? No, they've been Paulding is out, Cobb is out, Atlanta is out, which that means Fulton is out. And Jaleesa, I don't care nothing about no soft life. I didn't grow up here, so I don't care. She's talking about Georgia done got soft. Man, I don't care what it is.
I wonder how Ahmad was able to keep Maz's feelings from Cheryl, since he said he picked up on Maz's crush back in the day. Yeah, so my editor brought that up, but it was just he assumed it was just a little crush, and also there's a gap. So his son could be crushing. That doesn't mean it was anything. Oh, but you're saying like pillow talk. He didn't pillow talk. He probably wouldn't have, because he understood how Cheryl felt about her, and that he just didn't. I don't think he did not know for sure. He didn't know for sure, so it really wasn't a big deal to him. And then things started adding up, and it was just a little fishy this past summer. I understand what you're saying, Unique, because that is a possibility. He could have done a little pillow talking. He never did. Yeah.
Khalees, we did talk about her reckless children. And well, we didn't talk about how Allegra how they was joking, saying she wanted everything that Cheryl had. I thought that was cute too.
That was hilarious. Mm-hmm. Where is Allegra? Speaking of which, she's not in here.
She told us she's going to be doing some running around, and she hoped that she would be home in time.
Oh,
she had some things. She be getting ready for Mardi Gras.
Excuse me. Go ahead, girl. What's that, next month or the end of this month? That's February, right? Mardi Gras?
Yeah, it's coming up, I believe. Mm-hmm. And she said at the Mardi Gras store. Yeah, she's what she told us. Aisha, girl, not inviting the clear folk to the cookout by Cheryl.
I'm done. And they were ready, Maya. You saw them. They were ready. They were trying to stand there, like stand in position.
Mm-hmm. Megan says, have we met Hayden's man? Do she have one yet? She don't have one yet.
How you know? You're right, too. How do you know, Miss Jocelyn?
Because I read very clearly. Her and Sonny were talking about, like, yeah. I ain't got time. She reminded me.
I thought she was asking, do we know him? Is that what she asked?
Yeah, she said,
you're right. By the way, you're right, Jocelyn, by the way. But I'm like, hang on, Jocelyn.
Oh, wait. She said, have we met him? Right. Okay. In other words, has he been around before? Is that maybe that's what she meant?
But you're still correct. No, we haven't. What is y'all talking about the sheets? What was she talking about, Joss?
I don't know. But here, look, see, so okay, not that you need it, but as a speech pathologist, I love Jadarius. See, that's coming from a professional. That's coming from a professional.
You know what? That's sad. That's why that girl called me an ableist. Because if a speech pathologist is saying that means I pay too much attention. That is. Oh my gosh! You see what happens when people leave me these reviews? I sit back and I laugh. I can find humor in it. And oh gosh, yeah, I'm a Belvin. It is what it is.
She's saying,
thank you so much for that.
I don't think so, but I'm not the author of the story. So she said, have we?
No, you were right. No, we have not. No, you were correct. I said, no, we've not met him. Nope. He's. I don't even know his name.
Ayana saying them sheets Miles refused to get out the dryer. Did he even wash the damn sheets?
I don't think they were even washed.
They weren't even washed. He refused to
next to the dryer.
He wasn't thinking about it. Like basically,
don't wash loads after that, but they ain't wash that load.
Let me tell you something. We talked about this earlier. I wanted Sonny to whip her. Girl, who are you to sit up there and call me names? If you don't get and then when she was asking questions earlier, being nosy, like who the girl?
She was, because at that time she was onto them. She had seen it, but when at Cheryl's party, when Maz told Lamont and Rhonda to walk into the house, and when she made that gesture with her mouth and her fist. Girl, it was moving so fast, I couldn't even appreciate the moment, but that tickled me so bad. Drunk sitting up there motioning. That nasty stuff, girl. I was like, what is this? Dresser said, "We extra mamas try to fix it, baby. That's our job." Yeah, sometimes mamas can be too extra because she had it wrong, which I believe was I. I can argue for Cheryl and say maybe that was Maz's fault because otherwise they were good. She was a very attentive mother. She was a very supportive mother. But when it came to this piece, he viewed her as a distractor, because he knew she was the reason why he couldn't have the woman he's always wanted.
Right, yeah. Jaleesa, when she said hood rats, I was like, who the she calling a hood rat? Like, girl, if you don't sit your bougie behind down somewhere. Oh,
why didn't Sunny just say she wasn't sure where Maz is? Because you wasn't predicting that to have the lie, right? Or to answer that. Off. They may have believed her since that makes sense to me too, Keandra. But I'm sure it probably makes sense to her too after she's done spewed that lie. Right. They may have believed her since they thought Sunny wasn't checking for it. I'm with you 1,000%. But not everybody is a good liar. They don't think who can. She's not a liar. She's not that characteristic. But she got good game when she thinks on her feet. That darn Jag, Jocelyn. I'm the naive bestie, but Jazz is always thinking on her feet. Now, what Keandra just said, Jag would have said that. She would have thought 2 steps ahead to make sure she didn't get caught in a lie. My stupid behind I'm not a good liar.
No, I need a minute to think, but then I could think on my feet too. Like that, don't.
I'm horrible at it. I loved all the men talking about women in marriage. Oh, thanks, Terry. That's the other Terry.
They said they thought Sunny was gonna deliver them hands like Rhonda did Don.
I know, yeah, and she's very much capable, but I think at that point in time, she was just so hard on herself, Sunny. She was not going to show that type of aggression out there. You see her trying to make peace with Maz and Tommy Jr. She just wanted everybody to be happy. And Mason Beach, she was not going to get violent.
I did see it, Tara. I'm glad you put it back. Did y'all see my question about the neighbor, Mrs. Robinson? Was that a nod to the May-December plot? Because I always call Norma Jean Mrs. Robinson over her Ashton agenda.
No, who was Mrs. Robinson? She had her grandchildren on the beach. Is that what you're talking about? Is that who Miss Robinson was in CK5?
I don't know, Tara. Tara, explain. Allegra's in the house.
Oh, she's here.
So she made it.
Hey, Allegra. What is right? Because Ellen Jackson in the hallway. Oh, see, we did it again.
I did it again. I'm sorry.
Oh, because you were following up on Tara's question. So she was the neighbor with the grandkids. No, there was nothing behind that. No.
Where was your question?
One, Tara don't be playing.
You must have went way up because I don't see what you had posted. My bad.
I don't even know where I am. Megan, right? Because Ellen Jackson in the hallway at the party, their job threw me. Oh, had me anxious. Oh yeah, I remember that. We have a promo for that. Yep, I remember that. Thressa said, or cut fruit. Mine was a mess, but still adorable.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm about to put something. Am I good to go?
Okay. Yes.
I did like this. It was Cheryl. I did like that Cheryl was trying. I love the beach scene between Cheryl and Sunny. Cheryl was trying.
Oh yeah, because she loves Sundria. She does. She loves her, and she feels powerless because she knows she's gonna love her, in spite of what she feels is betrayal. Yeah, she loved her. That scene made me. It broke my heart a little bit too, like because they both knew where they were. They both knew it wasn't a good situation, but they both knew they loved each other. Yeah, I like that too. Nashana, and I love your name, Nashana. I don't know any Nashanas. Okay, here's a good one. Eb is back. She said not into audio, but I think it expands your customer. It absolutely does. And that was one of the lessons I had to learn, Eb. I didn't know audio was that popular. I just thought it was just time for it, right? It was just that new technology or new dimension. But it definitely, and CCJ had been trying to teach me that. And I'm like, no, because I'm not using the same people. I don't want to look like nobody else. And she was like, LB, there's a whole pocket of people out there that's only going to meet you through those narratives. She was right. So you're right, Eb. I agree with that.
And I will say, even like my little cousin who is not really a reader, um, but when her and her husband take long trips, like from here to Florida when they're driving or whatever, they said they listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
They'll
And
just,
some people have jobs. Some people have jobs that they can listen and they can still get their jobs done.
and I got rid of satellite radio. Because it's just, and I think I've been listening to more audiobooks in the car than the actual, radio, which works for me,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
now Friday when it was raining and kids didn't have come to school, I tried to listen, but I swear to God, every time I put my ear pod in my ear, the phone started ringing, and I was like,
Ringing.
"God."
Yeah.
Then when
Didn't work out.
I took it out and put it away, silence. I said, "Okay, I'll just wait." Because this sucks.
All right. Renee said, I think the author should have more of a say. I think she's saying more of a say in who voices their books. I do. I've always had a say. But I can have a say, but it's about relationships the narrators have with the publishing partner I'm working with for that particular. I have relationships with 3 different publishing partners. So it all depends on, I learned with the CK thing, not every, it depends on their relationship, the narrator's relationship with the publisher. So I do. I always have say.
I'm
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you?
No,
You,
I'm hovering over it so I won't lose it. I'm noticing age gaps are
All
included
right.
more where women are older. Any thoughts on that? Are you talking about in
Is
general?
that true? Yeah.
In
Oh, you
general?
talking about in general or in the LBU?
Because this is only the
Because
second one in the LBU, right?
yeah, I was about to say I don't think. Oh well, Parker. So I think that's third. Parker and
Oh, Parker and Rudd.
Rutt.
But
Yeah, but
it
I don't
wasn't.
think
But Parker wasn't that much. Was she?
older. She was older. I don't think she was that much older. But Erica, that's a good question, Josh. Erica,
Yeah,
are you
it
talking about
is.
in general or are you talking about in the LBU? Let us know.
So while she waits for that, I
Uh,
like this the statement that Jaleesa made. It's
yeah.
Jalessa or Jaleesa? Um,
Jaleesa. I think it's Jaleesa. Jaleesa. Remember that from the Huxtables. Jaleesa when Theo was begging his girlfriend to get back together. Anyway, go ahead.
Cheryl was stuck because I think she was in between mourning what their relationship was and proud that Sunny was doing what she taught her to do. I think they'll be
To
just fine
do.
going forward. I believe that too. I
I
like that.
think
I
they
believe
will.
that too.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to admit that
It
she
may
was
hurt her too, though, Jaleesa. Yeah, it may hurt her to say, "Oh gosh, what I'm teaching my
mm-hmm.
quote unquote daughter is being used against me." But yeah, I
Right.
agree. I think they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna be just fine. They're just gonna have to make those adjustments. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even see, even though Cheryl said that, I don't see her trying to be the son for Maz's relationship. I just don't see her being that type of mother. I do see her being a balanced woman. I felt like she was just talking her shit with Sandria when she said that over the years or whatever. But Sandria had to get her together and say, "Listen, just want you to know, I'm alpha over here." I was like, "Okay,
Oh,
Sonny."
somebody is saying Parker was 28, Rutt was 24. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that much. But I'm not sure if Erica means, like, I think that was a good question you had, Josh. Does she mean in general or is she talking about the LBU?
She says
Khalees,
in general. Erica says in general.
Okay, got it.
I'll put yours back. I'm sorry.
Khalees, I know her daycares were shut down. Did she know she gave him she signed it over to oh gosh, what's her name? Her former business partner bought her out.
Kimberly or something like
Remember?
that. I can't remember her name. Kimberly? Was it Kimberly?
Oh yeah. It wasn't Kimberly. I think it was with a K though, but she bought her out. She was sending her payments. In fact, that scene when Hayden came down and they had dinner and it opened up with Sandria getting an email from
Kelly. That's right.
Jade Kelly. Okay. getting an email from Jade, and she said, I think that day or either that week, Kelly made her first or her second payment. They agreed on a payment plan to buy her out of the second school, but Sundry is done with the school business. That wasn't her passion anyway.
And she said that she's a hustler. She's an entrepreneur, but she's also that hustler is still in there. How can I make some money? How can I? And she also wanted to help her community in a way, but that like she said, that was not her passion at all.
No, she saw a hustle and she saw that she can make a salary, she could be her own boss or whatever. Police Washington didn't your girl buy her out? Okay, so yeah, so Yaya is answering that. She bought her out. Balan. So Lakeisha, excuse me, said I agree because Balan is different because the Balan in my head is different. Okay. I don't know if Lakeisha was talking about how I said when I is that my girl? Is that your real first name, Miss Moore? L? That is my L. Oh my God. I'm really looking at your picture. I love your hair in it. She was at the after party, Jocelyn. She was in the front row. Don't play with her when it comes to the LBU. Even Ruby was like, yo, she was really spitting some stuff. That's L Wrights. Oh gosh, Jocelyn, I'll have to tell you I'll show you a picture of her.
Okay.
But she was at the front row in the after party. Girl, is that your first name, Lakeisha? Anyway, let me get back. You're saying Balan didn't look anything like the model I chose. Is that what you're referring to? I think that has to be what you were referring to when I was talking about how when you go into dimensions with the art, you remove the creativity of the reader. I think that's what you're talking about, Lakeisha. This makes sense why I keep seeing your name pop up, because she was not playing at the Indie Love after party. She was going in. I like her talk too. She talks really good. Josh, Josh said she wasn't going off and went off. Taya.
When? Wait.
About the readers, about how they how they get at authors. I don't like this person. I don't like that person.
I have to be careful. I really do. I'm telling you. CCJ and Love told me that a long time ago. Y'all told me that after the second event, and was like, you're a brand now. You cannot act a fool, which I don't act a fool on social media anyway. Before I was thought of anything, I used to, but I try not to.
I think Johnson's very protective of us. I don't think that's what I think you're just protective of us, and you would strike, like if you felt someone, because you did that for me when someone tried to disparage me, and you were like, publicly, this is what we ain't gonna do. And
like,
Josh made this post, and I was like,
I don't like it. I do not like that. And sometimes that's why I'm not, you don't see Indie Love doing a whole lot on Twitter, because it's like, y'all be done made me mad over there. You done made me mad. I can't do it. Was the interaction between Lex and Sunny?
Oh, I just clicked you.
No. I'm reading it. I didn't put it up. Right. Don't be.
You can put it up, Jess.
Maya, you got your nerve. Maya got her nerve because she rewrite the story. I was just gonna say, it says, was the interaction between Lex and Sunny discussed? Lex was in full on protective mode for Ezra. She was, but I don't think it had anything to do with Sunny per se. She was more vexed with
she Ezra just woke up from a nap. She was frustrated. She was just snappy. She was not a great representative of her husband or the body of Christ. She was not, because Lex scared the crap. I'm like, yo, Lex, I thought I straightened you out on my couch. You cannot be going out into the world with that man and his ministry snapping on people. But it wasn't about that. It was just, she was trying to, as his partner, make sure he got his rest. Because can you imagine being in like a revival service with Ezra with everybody pulling on him? And if he's traveling, it has to be hundreds and hundreds of people in the room. It gets to be a lot when you're trying to protect this man who just he's just all for Christ. He's just trying to save the world. So that was a bad, Lex scared the crap out of me, Sonia. What were you going to say, Joss?
Ayana, I want to put up Jaleesa's, but then here go Ayana. Lex could have stayed home with the kids with Miss Raymond. You be doing too much. I told Bay I'm gonna come next time. You're not right
Oh,
there in your fantasy world. Stay right where you are. But I'm gonna
talk
let
about
you live.
rewriting the story, right, Josh? I'm
Here we
done.
go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm ready
Yeah,
to get ready to
Jalisa,
go
and
to
I
war
was like
cry
that
phase.
way before indie love was even created. I was like, what you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to do is come for um certain authors. You just not just certain authors, but authors period. You're not going to do that. Just stop it. Just stop
Mm-hmm.
it.
And I'm with that, Jaleesa. There's a way for you can express things. I'm 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 I don't want to say I'm the toughest. I'm a pretty tough cookie. If you're being mean, you can't expect for me to absorb what you're saying. But Maisha, remember Prism? Oh my gosh, when the promise came out, Maisha came into my inbox and I saw her hand pointing in my face. You ain't gonna do this. I didn't get offended because she wasn't trying to offend me. She wasn't trying to be mean hearted. She was really caught up in my art. So there's a way you can speak against something with being. You just have to be respectful. Absolutely, I agree with that. Why did Cheryl think Sonny was bothered? Okay, wait. Did we address this? Why did Cheryl think Sonny was bothered by Maz, like when he grabbed her?
Because she was
I
still in the
think
mode
because
of that's your sister. She
that's
was
your older sister. Yeah,
yeah.
like you're a young man to her. Like I'm training her, and she ain't checking for you like that, or not checking. That assumes that some Cheryl thought that was going on, but no, she was just like she's the older. She's your big sister. So she they remember how she told Raina these two don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunny is just like, that is not true. I think what she caught was probably some sexual tension over the years between them. But even Sunny was like, saying herself, like, that's not true. I hope that answers your question, Boom.
All right, love. We're over 2 hours. I'm just giving you.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Does anyone have, before we close, because Josh don't play about me. Girl, the only time Sunny, what's it? Yeah. Girl, the only time Sunny had. Oh, no, we did that one.
We
Okay.
did that one, yeah. I'm not rushing you.
No.
I ain't got to be nowhere tomorrow.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And look, I do.
I
I gotta
know.
be
That's
at
why I
that
wanted
gym
to.
tomorrow and I gotta hit the mall to get my eyebrows threaded
Oh my
because
gosh,
I
Megan
can't
is
get them waxed.
Megan stayed up. It's 212 over there.
Yeah, she does it. She hangs out with us and it's not her prime time.
Right.
You don't remember her last time, huh, Jocelyn? Because remember, it's Megan. It's not Megan. Remember that? I said, Josh, ask her, is her name Megan? And she said,
Right.
yeah, it's not
We
Megan. Yeah.
we not gonna revisit the Prism series. Here, and you put it up. I was getting ready to just
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just caught at the same time. I was just trying.
yeah.
Okay. I'm done. I'm done.
That's up to Miss Belvin. I have no problem. She said they love this format. Um yeah, because when we do it in the groups, it's not open to everybody. It's more
hmm
private. And so yeah.
And what I like about this too, Josh can actually put, because Megan came on. You brought Megan on to the
Yeah.
stage now. So I'm like
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse, right, Jocelyn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
I can bring more stuff for people on.
clearly, I need to learn time Eastern Central. Just log in there. Oh, Tiffany,
Uh,
could you pronounce Maz? Maz's name for me is Maz.
Jalisa, I can answer
Mhm.
that question. No, you're not.
Put put a put a question up, Jocelyn. I'm sorry.
So will we see you
So will we see? No, I just want to make sure I'm in the building. And so, oh, Jalisa, thank you. No, I have some personal milestones like I did in what was that? 2018, Jocelyn? 2019.
yeah, before the
Right,
pandemic.
2019. Yeah, I turned 40 and
19,
some,
yeah.
and some other things. So, yeah, I'm gonna be vacationing more this year. So I'm going to I won't be at any signings. And Jocelyn is telling me that I can't uh next year in 2025 I can't sit that out. So I'll be at, what's that, the anniversary, right, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
You see her face like, and we ain't gonna do that.
We not. I told her,
Mhm.
I understand this year, but next year she was an original. The originals really have to be at 2025. Yeah, they do. They have to. I understand if there's something that comes up, but there's a the OGs, as we say, are definitely need to be in the house.
Um, she said, I love like she was trying to protect her husband. And that's all she was trying to do. And this is what people have to understand about me. Everything is not, look at Joss. Jocelyn, the incident I was just talking about earlier, that happened in 2016. Someone tried to disparage me publicly. I didn't say anything. I talked behind the scenes. I went off and I told her, I was inviting her to a fight behind the scenes, not to her face. That's not true, but I'm saying, I was saying, I wish I could see her face. I was livid, but I couldn't say anything publicly because that's not my style. I'm just not going to do that. But Jocelyn understood that, and Jocelyn got on her platform. This is before Indie Love, like she said, and she went off. Now, Josh going off is not pretty, but Josh was protecting me. So I'm going to write about people who are just real people. Jocelyn did a good thing. It just was ugly. So it's the same thing with Lex. Lex was trying to protect her husband. Her delivery was just ugly. So it's the same thing. So I really do try to write about real people. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as her former, therapist, I am not proud of the way Lex represented herself or her marriage in that scene. But Lex is who she is. She's a girl from Harlem. Like when she finally spoke to Sandria, she said, I was told, you're about that life. And I get it. I'm about that life too. So I'm doubly ashamed of how I behaved, and I do apologize. So, yep, Shay, she was just trying to protect her husband. She was trying to get her husband to rest so he can perform.
Megan is asking, where's Indie Love going to be? It's going to be here in 2025 as well, in Georgia. I'm saying here like y'all know. It's going to be in Georgia 2024 and 2025, and then we'll think about venturing somewhere in 2026. But it has to be here at home where it started, where we had it, it has to be here at home for 2025 to celebrate 10 years in the game nonstop. And yes, we are counting our virtual years because we still held it down and had a good time those 2 years. So,
Oh, yeah, you were still working those 2 years, Jocelyn. Good night, A. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. I see Kia Barlow is in the house. Uh-oh. No, I hit the wrong one.
oh, baby, that was years ago. That was years ago. That was.
Oh, yeah. I don't even think that
Love didn't even
person's
tell me. I
real.
was actually in the grocery store. I had just left church. I can tell you, I had just left church, and a good friend of ours
All
hit
right,
me up.
Lex.
Like, huh?
You sound like Lex now. I just left church and I still went off on her.
I was like, oh, baby.
And when I read that, I was like, oh, no,
Yeah.
I don't think that person is not even relevant. Just
No,
wrong
not
page.
at all. Not at all.
All right. Well, I think we got all the questions. Did I miss anything?
I think you went back. No, I don't. I don't play about. I say it all the time. I don't play. I can tell you this right now. I don't play about my mama. I don't play about my child. I don't play about my family. And Love, Christina, and Bailey West are like family to me. I don't play about them. But I also have other people's back too. You can't. I don't want to go into a list of who I don't play about. But I don't Arthur friends that I think are that I consider friends who are close to me. You, like Sheree, don't come for Sheree. Don't come for Chelsea. I'll lose my mind. Just don't. But I love the community. Period. So like
Yeah, I
Bourbon
think so.
Bookers,
You're
you
a
can't
community
come for Bourbon
person.
Bookers. You can't come
Yeah.
for and I believe they feel the same way about me.
Mm-hmm.
So it just is what it is. And then that Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? She's better. She's
Lord.
mature. She's mature now. But
Lord.
sometimes y'all be trying to pull her from way back, and
I'm done. So Megan is asking which month Indie Love will be the last Saturday in June of this year, correct?
yeah, June. Thank you, Roz. I know Roz. Roz is in here. She's in here.
I didn't see Roz. Hey,
She ain't saying
Roz.
nothing. She's hitting me up. It is June. Dang, I'm on the wrong thing. June. And those of you who are asking, will be asking me about a hotel soon. I'm working on that. I'm gonna work on that. I might as well work on it tomorrow since I'm home. Um,
Show off. I wish I was off tomorrow.
is it June 22nd? Is that right? I have to find a flyer. I believe it's June 22nd. It's June 22nd. So yeah, June 22nd. Yes, we do. We evolve as we get older as Scorpios. That's right. Ty is a Scorpio too. We evolve. Yes. So, all right, ladies, it has been amazing. Yeah, shout out to the Scorpios, baby, because we be doing it. You still going through love, looking to see who you can miss something?
No, I was just gonna show you that Megan
Oh,
received your information.
you're welcome. You are so welcome.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for always supporting. Um, every series won't be your book bay, every project, excuse me, won't be your favorite. But I always appreciate the support, and you guys support, and like me are just curious about people, not looking for the next phase, you're just looking for a good story. And that's all I endeavor to give you, something to think about, something to feel beyond the pages. Thank you so much for supporting me. You guys are in different time zones, got so many things to do, but you were here tonight. Thank you, Indie Love, for always, always, always coming through with your wallet too, not just with your presence and your brain, but with your wallet too. I really do appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys. I guess love, I don't know if this is gonna stay on your channel, but we could
It
always
will.
it will? Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
We'll download, if not, let me know and we'll download it in and you can add it back up.
Yeah, I was gonna keep it there, so you're gonna have to tell me how to do that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You got to help the old lady out.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, here's one that I don't want you to miss this one. She said she just got turned into your books in September and have been a lifesaver in my grief period.
Oh,
Thanks.
well, to God be the glory. Thank you so much, and welcome to the LBU.
Yeah. All right, ladies, we'll keep doing this if I don't stop us right now. And LB has things to do.
I gotta eat. Yeah, I
Y'all
gotta
have a
eat
good
dinner.
evening. I'm gonna end
All
now.
right. Oh, thank you, Keisha. All right. Bye bye.